Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of the Xbox International Podcast. Oh man, we are in flight 137, and tonight it's gonna be an S and L show. Let's go! A Silent and Louis show. Woohoo! Captain, we have missed you so much. The man from Utah. How are you doing today, sir? What have you been playing?
I was doing a lot better before I heard you completely butcher the name of my state once again.
Oh, but I always call it Utah out of love. Utah.
It's out of love.
Yeah, it's out of love.
Sure,
Utah.
sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I'm doing okay. We're here and we're halfway through the week. Hopefully things will get better and hopefully I can get some sleep this weekend. Yeah, I'm I'm wiped out. It's been a heck of a week. So, how about you? How you been?
Oh, Silent, I've been awesome. And I forgot to put you on the screen because I was like highly concentrated. I don't know to what, but I was highly concentrated. But yes, I've
That's
been good,
okay.
Silent. I've been just having one crazy week. I'm just like you. I'm tired. I mean, wow, wow, wow. We all know that last night all of us went a little bit later to bed. I mean, we were just anxious about something that was going on. We will not say and talk about, of course, but either way, though. Yes. Other than that, Silent, I've been playing Metal Gear Solid. I finished the Call of Duty campaign, which was really good. I mean, I give it a 9 out of 10. I like the whole horror part of the game. That's the only score I'm going to give. So when you get there, you're just going to have fun. It felt good. It felt good. I'll be honest with you. The campaign was really fun. It was really fun, and also playing that multiplayer, with you when you said, "Lou, let's go play," man. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, man.
We
I
got
mean,
to
I
play
just
more. We got to play more.
yes, we do. Yes, we do.
You missed out on us jumping in and trying to play. What you? Oh wait, you were there for zombies, weren't you?
Yeah, I was there for
Yeah.
zombies. Don't
Okay.
don't
Sorry.
you don't you remember? I was sliding all over the place, and I was telling y'all, that word you don't want me to say anymore. Which when chat starts to fill up, I want to ask the chat, what do they say about that to see who wins? If
Oh
Luke gets to say it
wait,
more or not.
you don't even want to bring that up to him because I will present the case and you will be laughed out.
I will be laughed out. Why? I mean, I'll be honest with you. Didn't I do well in zombies? I always told you, this the Lou, and Lou did his job right there in zombies. He was sliding around like crazy, reviving you all. Everyone was down. I did pretty good, didn't I?
You use the phrasing far too liberally.
Oh, I used it too much. Oh,
Yeah,
oh, oh man.
which is partly why I give you grief for it. But that's neither here nor there. Dude, I we haven't really talked about it too much, but that Call of Duty campaign, no spoilers, we won't say anything for anyone that's in here. Um, I do find it interesting the mechanic that they decided to throw into this one that
Mm-hmm.
you don't know about until like you get to like your first safe house area or whatever it is, and then it's like, oh, okay, this is different. This is not my usual Call of Duty campaign. So
Yeah.
I'm intrigued. I haven't gotten to play as much of the campaign as I've wanted to for the last few days, but that was a cool change. I'm excited to see how they wrap that up. It's pretty neat. It's a nice way to kind of separate it from all the other ones.
Yeah, it was different. It was different. I don't know. I'm not gonna give spoilers. Never mind. I was gonna say I don't know how far you're in. You know, um,
The the safe house I mentioned, yeah, that's where I'm at. So
Oh, the safe house. Okay,
that's
you
literally
got to use
one mission.
you got to use the cool thing in your hand. You're like, yeah, let me use this cool thing in my hand. That was pretty cool.
What was that again?
That cool thing in your hand that you use. You're like, yeah, let's use this cool thing right here. Just.
Sorry, I the screen's really small. I can't
Oh,
see
okay.
it.
Let me put myself in
What
base
are
for
you
you.
doing?
Sorry about that.
Oh, there we go.
So
That's better.
okay, so that's better. So yeah, I'm talking about that cool thing in your hand that you go like shh, and it's just like it just like you use it and it's like I don't know. Okay, you know what I mean. I don't know how to
Yeah.
say it.
Yeah,
That
that
does
thing
not
in
sound like
your hands.
yeah that thing in your hand. It just
Yeah.
goes. Yeah, that thing in the head. Yes. But either way,
Clip,
though, it's
clip it, clip it, clip
what
it.
what did I do? I just said. What's wrong with doing this?
Hmm,
What's
hmm.
wrong with that?
Nothing, nothing at all.
Oh Lord, oh
Nothing
Lord.
at all.
At least you did not see me play Juxi. That was no. Yeah, I'm gonna find a way to delete that so you guys cannot have anything on that from me. All I know is that night, Silent
Already have it.
Cypher. What
Already have it.
you? What do you have?
Nothing. Nothing. It's not important. Axel in the chat. Good evening, sir. Yeah,
Ah,
he did bring up something pretty sweet. So this week
mm,
I'm actually going to be hanging out with those guys on Iconic Video Games podcast on Friday. So
awesome.
that'll be a good time. I appreciate them offering to let me come hang out and intrude, pull some shenanigans, and be my usual nightmare self. Always great to see you, sir. And yeah, I appreciate the invite. I'm looking forward to it. Should be a fun time. So
Yes. It's fun over there. I mean, I remember when I was over there, we were talking about like the, I think it was 1996 games or something. We had a good conversation, you
nice.
know. I pretty much played them all. I was like looking at that, I was like, wait, I did finish all these damn games. I mean, I played the majority except for the Sega Saturn games, which we don't care about Sega Saturn. You know? It's okay.
Hey, so
And
some people do. Some people.
I know. It did suck though. I'm just pulling your chain, Axe. I'm just pulling your chain. Oh man, but either way though, Silent, let me go real quick, real fast, and easy. You know, just gotta go there. Just gotta say we
What?
gotta talk about what?
Real
What?
fast, real easy.
Yeah, real fast, real easy. We gotta get into that. We gotta get into that. What's happening today on the Xbox International Podcast Flight Itinerary? Which today we're gonna talk about Sledge. What did I just say? Sledgers, Sledgehammer's Halo. That's kind of interesting. Also, again, we got another handheld rumor going around. The Xbox handheld rumor. I don't know. Something spiced up over there about this. And last but not least, Silent Cipher. We're gonna sit here and man, Silent. I promise, I promised today, this afternoon, promised myself I was gonna be really nice about the PS5 Pro. I got a lot of beautiful things about the console. Yep, I'm gonna say some real good things. Yep,
Oh, it's
I,
good.
I,
You're not going to go over your poll this week.
my poll. What's my poll?
Yeah, your
Wait,
poll of the week.
my poll of the week? No, there isn't any poll of the week. We haven't done poll of the week since quite a while. So yes.
Okay,
Oh,
just making
there's a
sure.
poll in here. Uh oh. President of the United Xbox International. Wait, what? President of the United International Xbox of Utah. Silent Agent Baldy 7, Cypher, Crazy the Prisoner Louis. Who the hell put this poll? That's messed up. Why do you have to pull a poll like that? Why? That's messed up. Why do you call me Crazy the Prisoner Louis? Man, that's messy. I don't know why it's silent, but your screen is kind of flickering on my side. Let me see now. Let me see if I can
My
fix it.
screen's flickering.
Nah. But it's me. Chat,
Oh, okay. Okay.
is this thing live doing well or no? It's kind of flickering. Like I don't know. I think it's on my side. I just think it's on my side. But anyways, Captain, are you ready, sir?
Yeah, why not?
All right, let's go.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, Louis has turned on that subscribe button. Please stow your food and beverages next to your desk, underneath your seat, or in front of you. Please take your seat and fasten your seatbelt, and also make sure you've hit that like button as we take off. We gently remind you that smoking and drinking are not prohibited on this flight. However, hawking a completely unnecessary console on your fans for $700 plus is strictly prohibited. If you have any questions about our flight today, please don't hesitate to ask one of our flight panelists. Thank you.
Oh, all right. Let me go real quick and shout out the chat before we start the show. Silent Cypher, when we start this awesome, amazing show, because we got, like I said, we got so much stuff to talk about. Oh man, Sourblow, what's up, Sourblow, when you coming back, Sourblow? I need you here, Sourblow. This whole, what's it called? What is the thing that you time changes and stuff like that? What's it called?
Daylight savings
Yeah,
time,
the
sir.
whole daylight
Yeah.
saving thing is driving me nuts. So Sourblow, come back soon, man. Come back soon. It is driving me kind of nuts. Who else is here? Let me see. Roberto Z, what's up, Roberto Z? How you doing? Hey, where you are gaming? Hello, hello, hello. John TJ. I have a personal beef with John TJ. That man woke me up last night at 3 a.m. So you know what you got for waking the crazy one up at 3 a.m. Hey, back from the dead. What's up? Back from the dead. How you doing? What's up, brother? Did I say hi to Roberto Z? No, I haven't. Roberto Z, what's up? What's up? I think I did though. Iconic video games, Axel, the man who loves that Sega Saturn to death. Which is sucks. Now I'm just messing, Axel. How you doing, man? How you doing? Hope you're having a lot of fun here with us, man. Oh, and J Dark, what's up, brother? He's been a member for 14 months, first class. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much, brother, for the support. Why is Louis throwing up Diddy gang signs? Silent, liking forward to celebrating Mario Brothership with you Friday. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, well, so I told him that my plans were that
Mhm.
I was going to have someone else buy a copy for me, so that way I could light it on fire
Oh,
and stick it out in the road and see who hits it first with their car.
well, you actually do have now something that you bought, just to
No, no,
start.
no, no. Someone else will buy it for me.
Oh no no no! But
I'm
you
not putting
no
one
no no
in.
no! You bought something that's like a little torch gun thing, right? For the
Oh,
barbecue, so you
yes.
can use that for that. Yeah.
Yes. I
Yes.
did.
Yes,
Yes.
you did.
You yeah, that torch gun, let me tell you. Folks, if you've ever seen the torch gun online, be it in YouTube videos or on Amazon or whatever, if you ever see one for cooking or barbecuing or whatever, get one because they are a lot of fun. They
Does
are
it does,
freaking awesome.
does it shoot fireballs like choo 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 choo?
Dude, I am not even kidding. Like it is like a flamethrower in your hand.
Yes, I
It is
want
just
one.
a portable flamethrower. It is great. Love it.
Is it Louis safety required?
N- uh, yeah, I you probably shouldn't get one, but I think everyone else would be okay.
Mm. Can you imagine me with a flamethrower? Oh man,
I think your boss could get one. I just don't think you could
what?
handle one.
Why not? I mean, I'm pretty good. I could use a flamethrower once in a while, man. I could have some fun with a flamethrower.
You'd come back to us with your eyebrows burnt off. Oh
Nah,
yeah. You and I
nah,
both know that that's how this
nah,
would go.
nah. I'll probably do the Dumb and Dumber thing like I did when I watched the movie. I thought that was fake, and I actually did it, and just results weren't that good.
I don't know. I don't
Yep,
know.
yep.
Dark in the chat is saying my camera's off. No, sir, my camera is not off. I am pasty white. If my camera were off, you would know.
Let me
You
check
would
though.
definitely know.
Maybe it's an issue because I don't know why my
No,
internet's acting up.
it shows up in YouTube. I
So
think he's
something
just
else.
messing with me.
I think it's just okay. Okay, yeah. So something
Yeah.
YouTube. Okay, we're good then. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Let me see who else is in here. Froggy T. Right, what's up, Froggy? How you doing, man? What's up, brother? How you doing this evening, man? Hope everything is awesome for you. So yes, you know, Silent, you want to be president. Well, that's kind of written wrong though. President of the United International Xbox of Utah. Wow, that actually sounds good. Never mind. So you actually won
Yeah,
by 10 votes.
of course.
Yeah. So, chat, real quick, because I gotta ask you something. Because I gotta say this before we start the show. So, Silent Cipher said, "I can never use the phrase trust the Lou again." So, chat, I'm going to
Which
drop
you
this.
just did.
No, I know. I'm just saying what was the phrase so they can
Okay.
understand, right?
No, 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 that's
So,
fine. I'm unleashing hell on you right now. Keep
no,
going.
no, no,
Keep going.
no. So, all right. So what I'm gonna do is now is I'm going to right. I'm going to put a poll to see what you guys say if I should continue using the phrase or not. So let's see what y'all say about this. We're gonna have some fun with this one, and let's see what chat has to say about that one. Right, son? I mean, it's gonna be a fun poll. What do you think? Should Crazy Louis keep using the phrase? I'm not gonna say it again. No. There you go.
Choose your last words very carefully.
I did. I did. I did. I just. All right, Sally. Let's get back to. Oh, Eternal Shaddai, what's up? Back from the dead. What's up? Somebody voted no. What the hell? Oh man. Oh, Vic. The MFN click. Vic What are you doing up last night at 3 a.m., man? Were you waiting for the fritura for frito por salami over there in New York, man? You didn't tell me about it? Man, that man was
Yeah,
up like 3 a.m.,
Shaddai.
man.
Good
Oh,
evening,
man.
gentlemen. Welcome.
Oh, man. Who else is here? Eternal Shaddai, Sanchez Martinez Gaming, what's
Ron
up?
Slusher. Ron Slusher is in the house.
Oh, run slush. I'm going to buy 700 worth of Game Pass. Jesus, I wish we could, man. I wish we could. That would be like a 5-year plan right there for Game Pass. I'm not looking at it again. Damn. It only
You,
gives us.
I think, I. He's probably not referring to this, but did you see that jabroni who ended up
Mhm,
doing
mhm.
like?
Oh my God! Let me talk about that real quick. So the man goes out because it's kind of funny. It's the funny part is he goes out right and he says, "Okay, I'm gonna buy all this like what was it up to 2048 right year.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was 25 years of PS5 PS Plus. And this is the funny part. So Sony saw this man spend $2,000 on that, and instead of saying here, let's give you right? Let's give you this gift because you spent 2,000. I mean, silent, silent. With that, he could have bought two PS5 Pros with disc and everything. I'm not kidding. He would have bought that.
Double the uselessness.
Double
Yes.
this. Okay, exactly. But damn, or at least put himself a PC. But that man, right? Oh, Mr. Freeman, Louis, when you coming over? When you want me to go to Florida, just say when and I'll go. What are we gonna do in Florida, man? What are we gonna do in Florida? Let's go, Miami, baby. Let's go. So, like I was saying, though, right?
Mhm.
After Sony saw this man spend almost $2,000, you know what they did? They said, "Here, let instead of giving it for free, right? Like saying, here, let's give you the PS Plus premium for free." No, you know what? They gave him an 89% discount. I'm like, dude, this man just spent $2,000. You should have given it for free. No, no, but of course, like always, they have to win. They give him an 89% discount.
I here's the thing, right? Like you look at someone like Stallion or some of these guys on Xbox. Now, granted, this was Xbox marketing and promotion and stuff from a long time ago,
Yeah.
but when Stallion hit the 1 million mark on achievement points,
Mhm.
they gave him like a lifetime Xbox Live membership.
You see?
That's one of those type of things where it's like, because no person in their right mind is going to go out and pay for 25 years or whatever it would be, 23, whatever, uh, of Sony's online service. Like, why would you do that?
Good question. I don't
Why?
know. Good
Like
question
you
because
you
the
have
way because I got a question though, Sally, one last question. With the way Sony's going right now, right how things are, I mean, we don't know if it's gonna last 25 years the way they're doing things, but
dude, I don't know.
I don't know.
Sony's in a weird place where it feels like they can just continue to spend money on asinine ideas over and over again, and for some reason people applaud it. Like I had we had the Concord situation, we've had all these occurrences happen recently. I had someone call me out on Boom Show when I was on it last time,
Last
a name of which you're all probably familiar, but I won't say
Mr.
it here
Clinton,
because I choose to be nice about it.
Mr. Clinton.
Um, I'm not going to stoop to that level, but I will say there's a lot of kumbaya in this person's rhetoric. And then as soon as Sony comes into conversation, dude always gets butthurt about it. Now the thing is I get it. He's got
Oh,
friends that work for Sony. So,
oh,
if that's the case, that's cool, but you're too close to who I'm talking about to see what's actually happening and be objective about it. And so in a situation like that, I mean, we see it over and over again with the media. And that's what even brought it up in conversation is I mentioned that the media continues to just have blinders on. Anything that Sony does, it doesn't matter. It's the best decision in the world. It's the best decision since sliced bread. And the problem is a lot of those folks have relationships with people in those studios and they can't objectively look at the situation and call it out the way that they should.
exactly. You gotta be honest. Are we talking about that person that's pretty close to Leonardo da Vinci's place?
I have no idea what you just said.
Leonardo da Vinci, the guy who used to make the Mona Lisa or that. painting thing or gadgets and cool stuff. Since they're not
Oh, oh,
convince you.
okay. I see what you're doing. I see what Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, okay. I see
Um,
who it is. I see who it
of
is. And
of which, again, that's fine. It's a personal opinion, but just like that, mine was a personal opinion that the majority of the chat and the panel agreed with. Because
Mhm.
incidentally, we are not connected to Sony in any form or fashion. We are willing to go out there and say what is what and say the truth about it. And if you have people who work for that company and you can't speak the truth about it without feeling guilty, then maybe you shouldn't be trolling in people's chats. Maybe you should just go play your video games and do the
Exactly.
kumbaya thing there.
Exactly, because that's what I don't understand. I keep asking, when do these guys play games? Because I don't understand why they be lurking in chats
They
or
don't.
calling people names.
They remind us over and over again that they don't need to be there, yet they're always there.
Oh, they don't need to be there.
Tell
Yeah.
me how
Well,
that works.
well, son, I'll put it in proper terms. An asshole will always be an asshole. I'm sorry. I gotta say it that way.
And an asshole will always act like they're not an asshole.
Exactly.
They'll
Yep.
usually preface it with not to be an asshole, but dot dot dot. That's when you know it's an asshole.
We're going to hell today. We're
If it
going
looks
to
like an if it looks like an asshole and it smells like an asshole, it's
we're,
probably an asshole.
we're going to hell today. I know that for a fact. So silent. Let's reel it back in. Let's go through topic number one because silent, we got so much cool stuff to talk about today, man. We gotta talk about. Let me put myself on the screen because I keep forgetting that. So, putting the crazy one on the screen. Don't I look handsome today? Thank you, Chad. I know I do all the time. Yes, because they shower you
I
down.
like the shirt. I like the shirt.
You like the shirt? Yeah, of course I'm wearing it because today we're gonna butcher something. We're trying to be as nice as possible, like Jason is with his victims. So, Silent Cypher, we're gonna start off with Call of Duty. Wait, what? This is kind of because shit. I cop. Okay,
Which
sorry, sorry guys, sorry guys. I the copy pasting when I copy paste like the title was in white, so I had to like switch the colors and everything. So I kind of said it was a mess. Call of Duty Studio Sledgehammer Games reportedly working on a new Halo game. So, Modern Warfare 3 2023 developer Sledgehammer Games may be switching teams, according to Call of Duty leaker The Ghost of Hope. Ghost of Hope? Okay. The studio behind Advanced Warfare has been tasked with working on the Halo franchise. This rumor first appeared over the summer, but has gained more traction after a now deleted job listing mentioned working on in Unreal Engine, the very same engine Halo Studios formerly 343 Industries confirmed for the next Halo title. Ooh, baby, I know Silent's gonna like this one. So, Silent, you have seen how the studio Sledgehammer works. Do you think it's time for Halo to make some major changes? That is my question to you, sir.
Do I think it's time for Halo to make major changes?
Exactly.
Yes. Do I think that they need to be working on another game this soon? No, I don't. I feel like you need to let Halo be buried and be dormant for a good while because they kind of shit all over the corpse of it this last time. And honestly, I think there's not enough time between what you just launched and just completely fumbled the launch of to where we're at now. Like,
Yep.
why not give it some time? Why not let the corpse have some time to decompose and breathe underground for a little bit before you dig it back up and try and make something out of the bones of it again? Like, they have plenty of IPs. They have plenty out there that they could jump into and focus on right now instead of trying to revitalize Halo. Do something else. You've got plenty of IPs. You just picked up ActiBliz. You have plenty of IPs. You don't need to waste the time on something that's been floundering for the last decade of releases. The last
Mm.
two games that they released, let's keep this in mind, right? The last three games, I'll take it back. Probably even four ultimately, right? So you figure Halo 4 was not well received by a lot of people. It was very divisive. Some people loved it, some people didn't. And then you had the Halo Master Chief Collection, where they continued to mess up over and over again. and release a series like a package product that could have been amazing. But it wasn't amazing for like 2+ years after it launched because they didn't do enough work to make sure that it was stable and ready for a 1.0 release. So then let's look at Halo 5, of which, again, very divisive. Some people enjoyed it, other people were like, no, this ain't the thing. I don't want an esports Halo multiplayer mode. Leave me alone with that crap. That's not what I'm asking for. And then you get to Halo Infinite, of which, same thing. That thing got delayed when it was supposed to ship. It then shipped when it should have still been delayed. And then you fumbled the support on it over and over again, messed up the communication for it over and over again. I would say there's probably enough ill will towards Halo right now. Maybe we just take a while away from Halo. Maybe we focus on something different.
Hmm. Hmm. Now the question is though, Silent, right? If all right, it's just since we're still on the Halo talk, right? And it's supposed to be like they're working on something with Halo. We don't know what it is. If it's gonna be a horror, game for Halo. If it's gonna be, we don't know. We don't know. We don't know. But the question is, after you played this last Call of Duty, right? What do you
Mm-hmm.
think should change in Halo at least? What would you like to see the change be made inside that Halo?
Oh, man.
Uh oh, that's gonna be some slander, right?
No, I honestly don't know what I would care about right now in Halo.
Oh, you wouldn't
Like
care?
the
Okay.
only thing I might be interested in is if you did a horror mode or a horror based game based around like the flood or something like that,
Yeah,
right?
something different, right?
Something like that would be cool because it would be a change of pace away from the rest of the stuff that we've seen over and over and over again. Like they've continued to tell us the same drawn out story about these characters, and the characters they introduced in the last game no one cared about. Like they had characters that people enjoyed, and then they drug them through the mud, and then they introduced new characters that were they had personalities of cardboard, and it's just not that exciting. Like I if you gave me a horror game or something in that ecosystem, that universe, maybe. But at this point, like I just don't really know anything that makes me care. Um, I I'm just saying, like again, there's plenty of other IPs that they have at this point in time that are better, that would probably do better. Like I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it's time to give it a break. They burnt it into the ground and they need to give it some time to breathe. We haven't seen Splinter Cell since what, 2013?
I don't
Maybe
remember.
2012, right around
I
there.
I don't remember. It's been
The
such a long
last
time. I don't remember. I thought that
the,
was dead. It was dead.
the last one we had I think was Blacklist, and that was with a
Mm-hmm.
different voice actor than Michael Ironside.
Mm.
Um and it was good. It was good. I actually need to go back and play through it again. But you look at something like that and we understand the new Splinter Cell's coming back finally. That's 10, 11 years down the road. I don't need you to be focusing on another Halo right now. Maybe be more creative. Maybe make another IP or use the other IPs that you already own.
Interesting. Interesting.
Just
Interesting.
just saying, like, they have plenty of IPs. They have 3 or 4 IPs that they've continued to use over and over again. Look at what your lineup is. You've got enough games in that lineup that you could visit all sorts of different IPs. Go to
Mm-hmm.
those. Go to those. Take a break from the main pillars of the Xbox community. Like go away from it for a bit. I would say when you decide to come back with that with that game, it would become a system seller again. It would have enough nostalgia and a lot of interest because it had been long enough that maybe people just want to go back and play it finally. But if you bring another one out right after you fumbled that last one, I you're not going to gain the same traction.
Kind of like Banjo Kazoo. Everybody wants a banjo.
Listen, I I know that Boom is a proponent. of Banjo-Kazooie, but I will place it here and I'll tell him if he ever asks me. Banjo-Kazooie does not need to come back ever. That nonsense needs to be stayed right back where it was. It came back out on the rare replay. That's as far as it needs to be brought back in modern times. I do not need to see another video game about a bird and its bear.
I want to see him in
No.
Call of Duty. I want to see Savage Banjo just shooting and blowing things up, and shooting. What's the problem? Silent, listen. Let me give you a cool one. You like this one? You like this one? Let me tell you. What after they put Banjo Kazooie inside Call of Duty, right? And you use the bird kind of like hot shots. When he uses the chicken like a bow and goes and just shoots it, and the bird just goes inside the person and lays an egg. Oh, that sounds so bad. Pause.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and I'll shoot that down just logistically right now. When you play Call of Duty, Louis,
Mm.
do you usually have more than like a second to shoot before someone kills you?
Oh, they're close by, but if you're going to be using a bow and arrow, you're not going to be super fast though, unless if you're John Rambo, which he
But if you're
shoots with.
using a but if you're using a bow and arrow from say a couple hundred feet or a
Yeah,
couple hundred yards away, you're not going to be using a bow and arrow from that distance because the drop distance will be too quick and you'll never hit whatever you're trying to hit.
oh, you're right then. Never mind. Screw that idea. Let's put it into shambles. So,
I sorry to go to sorry to base it in some sort of reality, but
hey,
that just doesn't
hey,
work.
nothing, man. No
Maybe
worries. I
maybe
mean,
if
it can.
Microsoft
Well,
decides to do their own
since,
All
but
Stars
since the
game, maybe.
but the bird has wings, I mean, it can fly just super fast and just keep on gliding until it hits the person. I don't know. I mean, it's
Is that what
just
you really want in your ultra realistic Call of Duty?
how is it realistic though when it's core and it takes like 500 bullets to bring someone down though.
They have hardcore.
Oh, that's it.
Why are
No,
you
no, no, no,
playing
no.
solo?
No. I'm saying Warzone. Have Banjo on Warzone. Banjo Kazooie Warzone. Not the Call of Duty multiplayer.
No, no.
Hey,
Move it on.
all right, moving on. I know Silent's gonna like this one next. Oh man, Silent Cypher in love about this. I know you will love this one, and it's about Nintendo confirms backwards compatibility for its technicality yet to be. Oh, that's a technicality for its technically yet to be announced Switch 2 console. Nintendo has confirmed its Switch successor will be backward compatible with Switch games. Company president Shuntaro Furukawa, I finally said something right, shared the news earlier this morning. Writing on social media platform X, Furukawa said, at today's corporate management policy briefing, we announced that Nintendo Switch software will also be playable on the successor of Nintendo Switch. So, Silent, I know you love your Nintendo. I know you do. I know you do. The question is, Silent Cipher, are you happy that Nintendo's finally catching up with the times and making the Switch games back compact? Are you happy that they're actually catching up? Let's just
Uh,
go. Let's just go real quick on this one.
um, I could really just end it right now with no. Um, and we could just call it a day. Like, how about you give me $5, I kick you in the balls, and we call it a day. But here's the thing. Like, that's a too little too late from Nintendo. Because you're telling me, okay, the digital games are going to be compatible. Dude, how okay, you have a Switch, right?
It's right here.
Okay.
Always.
And I'm pretty sure with some of our other folks here in chat, but also some of the folks that we chat with on a regular basis outside of this, pretty sure most of you guys have physical primarily, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why the hell do I care if you finally made the digital version backwards compatible? Good job. What, do you want a golfer's clap for your very minimal effort that you just put in? You're telling me that the cartridges that I've bought all this time aren't going to be back compat on your system. That's still a slap in the face. Because ultimately their digital versions, their digital storefront is not great. So you mean to tell me that, okay, cool, I get that, but I'm not going to get to use any of those cartridges? Why would I upgrade? Why do I care? If I have all these games that have come out that are supposedly bangers, why would I want to shift to this new system for that
It's
type of compatibility.
what happens if it does what the pisser does? It actually enhances the
No,
graphics.
no, 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 no.
I had to throw that
You're
one in
not
there.
even no. You're not going to do that with a straight face because you and I know that
Oh,
just
oh,
like D just like D batch,
oh, debug.
Sony is sitting out there like a fraud trying to
Oh my
squeeze.
God. Ooh, I can't wait till we get to that one, Silent. I'm just.
It's it's amazing. And dude, I kid you not. I literally you can't make this crap up. I had a
No.
friend a couple weeks ago that was like, "Well, I'm buying that $750 version because as someone who loves backwards compatibility and loves being able to play old games, that pisser technology will allow me to do those and it'll bring up the whole experience and make it so much better and blah 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 and give me a foot massage or whatever other bull crap that they've promised you." Like 700 to 750 bucks for that console is a joke. They literally just told you to get on your knees while they slapped you right across the face and said, "Take it. You're going to take it and you're going to love it." That's the Sony way.
That's the Sony way. Yep, that's how it
That's
goes.
greatness. That's greatness.
That's greatness. The
Greatness
great,
awaited,
the
and they
greatness
waited for
awaited.
you to get on your knees to get slapped in the face with a $750 price tag.
Exactly. I agree with you 100%.
What a
I'm
nonsense.
just gonna blast the next question because the next question you already answered it. It was gonna be so Silent. After you're hearing this news, are you gonna hop on and buy a Switch 2 to play Mario Kart with us? You already said no, so
No,
you're not gonna
no.
do that.
No, I already told you. You know
Man.
exactly where I stand about Nintendo.
I know, I know, I know, I
I
know.
I
I
will get
just,
a used Nintendo Switch, so I don't fund Nintendo directly at all. And I will get my games used because you can kiss my grits. I'm not supporting their nonsense. Because just like Sony fanboys, they sit there and just grin and take every dumpling that Nintendo drops out to them willingly, happily, that like, oh, this is the most amazing thing when they're literally being super anti-consumer on many of their practices. No, no, I'm not giving you money for that nonsense. You go away.
oh man, oh man, oh man. Before we move on, I'm Silent Sapphire. I gotta read real quick. What? Who are you, EC Vic? Member for 4 months first class. Thank you, Vic, to click for that, man. That is awesome. That is fantastic. It says, Louis, that's an amazing idea. Do not listen to Cypher. He's jealous of your
Wait,
great idea.
wait,
Yes.
what was that? What was that?
What was that? It's the Banjo Kazooie idea where he
No.
grabs a
Oh,
bird and
yeah,
goes,
no. No.
and just
No,
lets it go. Like
Vic
what?
Vic, you know better than this.
Hey, 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 you man
You
yourself in
know better than
Warzone running
this.
around with an Banjo Kazooie teddy bear like Banjo with the evil red eyes, and the guy's inside the Banjo suit, and he's got the bird right there, uses an arrow, man. What? That would be awesome,
The
man.
the least tactical gear you could ever wear in a game where the goal is to stay alive.
What?
Smart.
Hey, people were use spawn costumes. They used the
Spawn is dark colors.
oh well they used what's his name they also had wrestlers on there. They had Rey Mysterio. They had Rhea Ripley. They had several wrestlers in that game.
That's not a
Even Michael
bird with a
Myers.
that's not a bird with a bright red beak
No, but the bird is gonna be on the back. All you gotta do is just pull it out and just go, and just
and
let
a
it go.
and a giant bear character,
Not giant,
a
It's
giant
gonna just
cartoon bear character.
no, it's just gonna be a regular dude, wearing a bear suit with evil banjo, something like that. It was from a kid's party, I don't know, whatever. Some bear
No,
just went mad or something. I don't know. He came out from Nintendo pissed off because nobody
no,
loves him anymore. What?
no.
No?
Well, there's unfortunately a few people that do, but
Oh
no,
yeah.
no.
I would
Leave
definitely
it,
get that.
leave it in the past, just like it belongs.
Oh no, 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 no. So moving on outside because I really want to get to that PS5 Pro conversation. We got so much to talk about that. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Oh, speaking of which, Purple Haze in the house. What's up, Purple? How are you doing this evening, guys? Go to subscribe to Purple's channel, please. She goes on Thursdays and on Sundays she plays a horror game. Purple, do not play Tootsie. Don't play
Those
Tootsie. Don't play
those
Tootsie.
those horror game streams are fun to watch too. I don't always get to catch them live, but I've had fun watching those.
Which
Or
one?
when they're playing Fall Guys and they're doing some of those.
Yep.
Those Fall Guys get-togethers look a lot of fun too.
Yeah, but
I wish it worked out with my schedule better.
purple is a bully in Fall Guys. She beats up people, puts them in the corner.
It's
Yep.
good. It's good.
She
It'd be
does that.
just like when you and I end up playing what was that animal game?
Oh, Animal Party.
Yeah,
Oh,
Animal Party, and I kick you
no,
right in
no,
the face
no, that was not cool.
over
That's
and
not
over again.
cool. No, that
Oh, it's
was
pretty
not
cool.
cool.
Yeah, it's
No, it
pretty
wasn't.
cool.
I mean,
It's pretty
literally,
amazing.
this is what I was
Pretty
doing,
good.
chat. This is what I was doing. We were on the damn submarine. I was just climbing up. Because the thing is, in that game, it takes a while to climb up. And as soon as I climbed up and Silent would see me in the face, he would go in and drop kick me. That's what he would do. Pow! Drop kick me in the face and up the damn submarine. I had to swim back there, see if I can catch it, because the poor little animal just is knocked out, so it takes a while for him to recover. But damn, Silent was me. Oh, you want the link to the channel in purple? I will post it in a minute and I'll pin it right there. I just want the poll to last a little longer, guys, because I want to see if it gets a yes. I cannot believe everybody voted no for
Hmm.
the thing of Lou thing. Pause.
I
Sounds
wonder
so bad.
why. I wonder
Hey,
why.
it's a great saying.
No, it's
You
not.
got yes, it's a great
No,
saying.
it's not.
Oh man, Vic. Oh my God, with an awesome, beautiful $2 super chat. He says, no, I don't know better. There were giant rabbits. He's right. There were giant rabbits. See? Yep, there
No.
you go. So, yes, we can
Nope.
get a banjo. Yep, we can. We
No.
can.
Nope.
Yes.
Nope.
So, moving on up. So, Silent Cypher, rumor talks. I got an exciting rumor talk, but because I don't know what happened to the OneNote, I don't understand it. But it just didn't let me add this rumor. But I heard a rumor out there. We're gonna go this one real quick. That they are making what's this one called? About the ogres and the guys with big swords running around, chasing the ogres down.
War-
There's like this big
Warcraft?
MMO. Yes, they're remaking the old Warcraft games. I mean, Silent. If they're remaking it, I think it's gonna be remastered though. Are you gonna play those World of Warcraft games if they actually do come
Yeah.
out? You're a
Yeah,
big fan of
because
that?
those well, yes, I'm a big fan of those. Let's be clear though. I'm a big fan of those. I'm not a big fan of World of Warcraft. Okay, way different products. Okay, Warcraft. So Louis, this would actually be something you'd enjoy
All right,
because the old Warcraft games
I know them.
were strategies. They were
Yeah, I remember.
RTS,
They were
just like
awesome.
Command and Conquer.
Yep, they were awesome. They were awesome.
So, I mean, granted, they weren't as they weren't as fast. I don't feel like as something like Command and Conquer, but they were good and they were that RTS style. Those
Mm-hmm.
were fun. Those
Yeah,
were
they were.
fun, and even the tower defense one that they did of Warcraft that was really good too.
Yep.
So, I mean, stuff like that, yeah, absolutely. That type of stuff is a lot of fun. We don't get a lot of RTSs nowadays, anyways. So, if you're gonna throw something like that out to me, sure, absolutely.
Yep. 100%. I wanna go back and play those games, man. I miss them a lot. I don't know why. Well, they're actually remastering those, so that's a good thing. So at the end, though, as long as they come back, I'll be happy to jump back into them, man, and have my fun. Seriously, I just love those games. I love playing those games back in the day. And man, no, I know Sourblow tried to get me to play World of Warcraft 3, but that game looks ugly as hell nowadays. But I just wanted to be remastered,
Yeah,
for it to look better. It does. It does.
it doesn't hold up. Um, I don't know. There was something about their art style that just never really held up very well. Like once we got out of that time frame, going back to it was pretty hard to handle. Command and Conquer, strangely enough, and I think it was just a design choice, but you could still go back to that. And granted, it didn't look amazing, but I
Mm-hmm.
feel like it aged better. Um, and this is before they did the remaster, mind you. But
Mm-hmm.
it felt like it held up better, and it must have been just some sort of like art choice or something. Just something didn't feel great about it.
Um,
Good
uh,
game though at the time.
yep. Yep. So now I'm going to move up real quick, because I want to get to the PS5 Pro talks. So, potential Xbox handheld reveal. Window narrowed down by Insider. I thought it was a blogger though, but okay. An Xbox handheld will possibly be announced in 2025, as well-known leaker has said. The claim suggests that the rumored device might not be part of the next generation of the Xbox consoles, but instead expand the current one. Oh no! What? Chatter about Microsoft potential entering the portable gaming market has been circulating online For the better part of 2024, Microsoft CEO Phil Spencer even personally stoked Xbox handheld rumors back in February by liking some tweets calling for the company to make such a device. So, Silent, my question is, I'm just gonna put it all together. Is it time for the Xbox handheld to be announced? And how can Xbox make the perfect handheld?
Damn. Um, yeah. So I think for me, and I think we've talked about this a few times, but I always kind of thought that video game awards this year would make the most sense for them to announce the handheld.
Hmm?
Um, does it, it doesn't really shock me the fact that it's going to be primarily targeting kind of where we're at right now, just because like it has been, from what we understand, it has kind of been in the works for a bit, from what we can tell and from like the research and stuff. But like the leaks and stuff that we've heard, it kind of felt like maybe it was going to target more this time frame anyways. um what do I think would they need to do with it to make it good? I I think the biggest thing with it is, especially with the last little bit, we've discovered that people aren't as concerned about the price point, right? So
Yeah.
I guess the thing I would ask for is like, if you're gonna release this thing, go for more of a bespoke type of launch. Have it where it's not mass market. Have it so it's more. I mean, you could do it like some of these other companies do with products, where it's like, hey, you order it and we make it for you to order. And I'm not saying you have to have a whole bunch of different specs that you provide for them to upgrade or anything like that, but if I have to pay more and it's going to be a really good functioning machine with a good battery life, I'm not that concerned about the pricing point versus stuff like the ROG Ally and stuff like it's probably, if they target it as something that's not a mass market item and it's something that's kind of produced on a lower scale, it'll probably land somewhere between the $500 to $700 mark, I would imagine. Um, the biggest things that I would ask for are just that the hardware inside of it is built to last for a decent amount of time to make it a good experience. The benefit that Microsoft has is the fact that they've focused very heavily on Game Pass and live streaming and cloud gaming and stuff like that. So even if the hardware starts to age, you're not going to fill it in the same way. Like you can go on an Xbox One right now, if I remember correctly, and you can stream games on that technically if you wanted to. Um, and that allows you to kind of bypass the fact that the Xbox One has been left in the dust due to generational shift and stuff. So I think that would be one thing, is just making sure that the hardware is good enough to function for a good while. Like make sure that it does hold up. Again, they do have streaming options, stuff like that. It helps. However, I think probably one of the key things for me would be allowing me the option to download the games just like I can on a ROG Ally or something like that, right? Like I don't want this thing to be a streaming only, because if it was streaming only, you could release this thing realistically for just a couple $100 and call it a day. And I don't think that's what they're going after. I mean, maybe they have a SKU where that's the focus, but I really hope that they don't release a whole bunch of different SKUs for this product. I hope they focus on just one. I hope they make sure that the hardware is tested to at least last for a couple of years. I hope that they have the most recent Wi-Fi protocol chips or whatever they need on board, so that way when you're using it for streaming, if you choose to go that route, it will work well and it will stream at a high level, just so that way the experience is good. And I mean, we don't have to deal with the SSD headache that I feel like we deal with on the consoles, right? Because right now the console situation is still a mess when it comes to pricing on storage.
Mhm.
But if they could just if they could release something that has a good price point, is meant to last for a little bit, has the functionality to download games as well as streaming games, I think those are the main things I care about. Um, the screen doesn't matter a ton as long as it's not a bargain bin screen. Would an OLED screen be awesome? Sure. But realistically, as long as you have a good LED screen or something, they've gotten better. They've gotten really good. And I don't necessarily need like a super high end screen, especially if we're going to be playing everything primarily at 1080p.
Hmm. Hmm.
But those are my thoughts. Sorry, that was probably way more than you wanted, but there you
No,
go.
it's good. It's good. It's good. I just want to be honest with you. I just want a nice OLED screen and a nice battery life. You know that the battery lasts 6 to 8 hours. I'll be super happy with that. I just want that in a handheld.
S- So, Louis,
Yes.
if they offered you a better battery life
Yes.
without the OLED screen, would you be willing to do an LED screen?
Yeah, I would. Why not? Why not? As long as the battery lasts long, because my point is about this handheld is like I like battery to last long. I don't like, for example, when I take those long ass flights, right? Um,
Yep.
to wherever I go, say
So,
Germany, Alaska, Utah, if I ever go to Utah. Yeah, I was just messing with Utah. It's
you're,
Utah, I
you're
know,
not
I know.
coming. You're not coming across the border to Utah until you can say it properly.
I'll
We
say
will
it
stop
properly if I need
you
to go
at
to
the border.
Utah.
We will stop you at the border.
But
So
yeah,
Louis, the reason I bring that up is because traditionally the OLED screens usually do take up more power
yeah,
because you're powering a better screen,
yep,
which again, like I said, the LED screens with where we're at nowadays, they are really good.
yeah.
I have multiple I have a whole bunch of TV screens throughout the house. I've got a Sony Bravia right here next to me. I've got a Sony Bravia in the other room, and then I've got, what's the name of that brand again? Freaking TCL. I've got one of those upstairs. Which, knock it all you want, plenty of people throw a big fit about TCL and it's some elitist nonsense. Um, if you're playing from a distance with that screen is really good at a 4K level. Now,
Nice.
if they did something like that on an LED screen that was smaller, it would probably work out really well. They could probably get together with someone and do an LED screen on that thing that would shine and look really stunning for a really cheap price at this point in time. But if you do an OLED screen, you're going to see a higher cost. You're probably going to see more battery usage in the process, which goes against what you're asking for, which is more battery life. And I agree with you fully. If it's a portable, I should be able to play longer,
Yeah,
not at higher quality for like 20 minutes.
20 minutes or 2 hours. I mean, I had a what's the thing called? It was in one max player or one X player. I
Oh,
forgot.
yeah. Uh, 1X player, yeah.
One X player. And that one X player, like literally, when I started to launch the games, like an hour, like 30 minutes later, I had to start charging it. Probably an hour. It
Yeah.
was just up because
And the
you know how I am with techie, man. I suck with techie. I don't know how to lower the resolution or anything. So and there was a button called
this,
turbo. Let me put the turbo on, and man, that thing just sucked it all
yeah.
up. Yep, it did.
Yeah. It's the same thing with my ROG Ally, right?
Yeah.
Is you have the option of functioning at different performance settings,
Mhm.
and the ultra setting, which I think is 25 watts or somewhere around there,
Yeah.
or 35, I think if you're plugged in, it's great. But if you're not plugged in, yeah, like your battery life, you may as well just kiss that battery life goodbye. You may as well have yourself a power bank right next to your system because unless you're plugged in, good luck. Like you won't last on that setting for
Well,
more than like 45 minutes. It's insane.
this is why I gotta say this. Dreadpool, what's up, Dreadpool? How you doing? I gotta say this
What's going
right
on,
now.
Dreadpool?
I gotta say this, and it's the truth, right? Since I cannot see that phrase because already the poll came out, right, and they voted
Yep. Yep.
no, 100% no. So Lou can't use the phrase no more. They never liked the phrase. Well, all right. So I was gonna say is this is why iPhones OLEDs are great. That's why they last so long. This is why it's a great phone. I knew Cypher's gonna throw that at you.
No. Yeah. No, here, let's be specific.
Okay.
I agree. The OLED screen is good.
Mhm.
iPhone blows. So,
What?
you can polish a turd, but at the end of the day, it's still going to be a turd. So, you just have to face that fact. Like it is
Hey,
what it is.
hey, it's a good phone. It talks, it takes
No,
pictures,
it's not.
and it sends. Well,
Oh, it takes pictures?
yeah, it takes
Holy
pictures.
crap, I haven't
It
been
takes
able to do
pictures.
that yet
It takes
since
pictures.
2006.
Oh no,
You
there's
can take photos?
yes.
Louis,
Chat,
Louis, Louis.
chat. I
This
gotta
is
let me
Louis.
ask.
Louis,
Let me ask the chat this. I gotta
this is
ask the
gonna
chat this.
blow. Hey, hey,
Who
hey.
has an iPhone?
This is
Say
gonna blow your.
hashtag yes, hashtag no. We'll see who has an iPhone or not. I have an
No,
iPhone.
no, no. Don't put your name out there. I don't want to target you for that. Um, Louis, I just want to give you a heads up
Mhm.
because they actually announced some pretty exciting stuff recently.
Oh, iPhone?
Soon you'll be able to record videos on your iPhone.
Oh,
Yeah,
I've done that many
yeah.
times. So cool. Yeah.
No, it's a new feature.
No,
It's
it's
a new
not because
feature.
I record myself all
And
the time.
and the differences, they listed a whole bunch of differences between the new iPhone and the current one. And the big difference is that it goes from iPhone 16 to iPhone 17. The naming changes. It's
Oh,
pretty
okay.
awesome.
All right.
Check it
Cool.
out.
All right.
That's going to be an extra $1,300 for you to upgrade to that. Just a
Nah, I don't
little
know. Not for
fun
now.
with it.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good with my iPhone right now. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Oh, man. Oh, there you go. Dreadpool says I have both iPhone and Samsung S23.
Yeah,
Hey! Hey! Hey!
iPhone still sucks.
Hey!
Exactly. Because
Hey!
Dreadpool is a man of fine taste. By the way, Dreadpool, I miss podcasting with you on Friday mornings, sir. I
Yeah.
hope you're doing well, and hopefully we can do some podcasting
What?
soon.
When are we got? We should get. You know what? Dreadpool. When are you coming to XBI? I'm waiting for you.
That's a good point. But that
Mm,
being said, Louis, like
yeah.
I feel like it's not great service to you if I'm like, yo, I'm gonna invite you to the show, and I can't even be here to help you out. And so it's literally just a one-on-one. Like I feel bad because my schedule's been crappy enough as it
Oh
is.
no, no. We'll
We
just
are
schedule
we
it
are
when.
running
I know, I know, I know. We'll schedule it when everything, when we got the whole team on here because you know me, I'm not the
well,
techie
yeah.
guy. Yeah.
I I just prefer like and I apologize to folks because I think there have been some folks I've kind of been holding off on at the moment. I've had a handful. Um Doggy Dog 420 actually, Axel's buddy. I've been wanting to get him on the show too, but
Yeah.
I didn't want to invite him when I knew that I was not going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And when Sour wasn't going to be here and potentially Plume wasn't going to be here, because then it's like I can do the research and I can provide you the information that I know about that person. But I feel
So,
bad if I invite someone and it's like, okay, cool, we're not going to be there, but have fun.
oh,
I feel bad about that.
so you don't trust me? I was gonna say trust Luke.
It's not that it's not that I don't trust you. It's
I
just
know,
that
I know,
it's
I
not
know,
fair
I
to
know.
you.
It's not. I know, I
It's
know.
not fair to you to be like, "Yo, I invited someone. Now you get to deal with trying to ask all the questions." Like that wouldn't be nice of me to do. I try to make sure that I'm going to be there if I'm inviting someone to the show.
Man, oh
But that
man.
being said, Dreadpool, yes, we need to get you on as well.
Yes, we do.
Um,
Yes, we do.
you gotta hit us up and let us know what your schedule looks like nowadays,
Exactly.
because I know you've been pretty
Exactly.
busy.
Yeah, like we've all
But
been.
it
We've
would
been.
be awesome to have him on.
Yeah, we'll be. And man,
It's
oh
been
man,
nuts. This year's
here
been nuts.
Here comes more slander to Crazy Lou's iPhone because, of course, they got to slander poor Crazy Lou. Why the heck not? It's more slander for Crazy Lou and his iPhone. Oh
Oh,
man, Big the Click with another beautiful and awesome $2 super chat. He says, "Sorry, I agree. The
thank you, sir.
albino 8 ball apple sauce."
Albino.
Oh, in Spanish, albino. Yeah, albino, right? Albino. In Spanish, albino. I was saying in Spanish. Albino 8 ball apple sauce. Man, Vic, I thought I saw you
Yeah.
with an iPhone.
Um,
What, do you, what is everyone
Vic,
hate iPhone? They're good phones, man. pictures and recording, and the only thing is that
Oh, wow.
sucks.
So
The only,
shocking.
the only
It's
thing that
amazing.
sucks is that the other day I had to literally download Outlook because the mail was just not working. It still doesn't work. So F you to that. But yeah, things happen.
Um, can I just say I got to give props to Vic on that one. Even though I don't, I mean, I accept, like, I'm a pasty white dude, right?
Yep.
I get it. So albino, I'll take it. That's fine. But I
Mhm.
do like the fact that he managed to throw shade at both of us
Yep.
in the single chat.
In a single $2 super chat. Yep, 100%.
He nailed us both
He
in the
nailed us
same
both.
chat. So
Yes, he did. He killed
hats
us
off
all.
to you. Well done. Well done.
Oh man, Silent.
I'm here for it. It's fair. It's fair.
Let's go for the main topic. Are you ready? Are you ready, Silent? Because you know what? I know we're gonna go
Ready?
with this one. And let me tell you something. We're going in hard pause. Yes, we are. Because man, oh man, I can't believe Silent Cypher. Can't believe that out of all things that have happened this generation, out of all the crazy stuff that has happened, we have had 30 FPS games with having consoles with 60 FPS. We have had a whole bunch of things happen with games not coming out fully optimized. We gotta wait 6 months. We gotta wait a year till they finally release the games fully optimized. I mean, Silent. I have seen so much out here happening this generation has been insane. And like I said, I just cannot wait to just start hopping to the next generation when things tend to go down a bit and start to be as it was supposed to be this gen. But hey, it is what it is, right? So PlayStation 5 Pro. PlayStation 5 Pro has finally Silent Cypher started to ship to some guys out there in the media. So a little brief history about the PS5 Pro. Let me tell you something what happened for like a whole year about the damn PS5 Pro. Here we go. So the rumors behind the PS5 Pro, it was that it could have been a 5090. I remember I saw that somewhere. I just could not find the article, but I remember I saw someone write that it could have been a 5090. Seriously. Okay. Then it went down because of course it just started to be more realistic, right? A little bit more realistic, but not as much as people would have wanted it to be. Like a lot of people still think it is a 4090. A lot of people still do. Then after the 4090 rumor started to swirl up, then we heard it was a 4070, right? And this is coming from, you know, who, which is Digital Foundry, because of course they started saying, oh man, 4070, yeah. And then all of a sudden, a couple days later, they went down and said, I have never heard of this in my life. I don't know, I could be wrong. It's a downgraded 4070. Silent, does a downgraded 4070 exist? Or what? I'm kind of lost with this. Is that true?
Yeah, it's called a 4060 or a 3090 or a
Oh, okay,
3080.
okay. All right. But that's what they said. It was like a downgraded 4070. And then we heard,
That's a that's a nice way to PR it and make it
yeah,
sound
sound
like
like,
it's still in the
yes,
40
close to
series.
a
Yeah.
4070 is close to that. So
Yeah.
beautiful. I just remember all that stuff because, like I said, everybody went nuts with this. They went, I don't understand. And then we had someone out there, which you mentioned as the this butt, whatever his name is. I keep forgetting, but I call it this butt
Disc
because
butt,
this butt, yeah.
D-batch. Yeah.
Yeah, that same guy. He's been a
D-batch.
well, this butt because he's been a pain to this butt throughout the whole freaking 3 months that the PS5 Pro was it announced like 2 months ago, three. I don't remember, but he's been a pain every day on Twitter talking about PS5 Pro. He went on to say, I don't know if it was him, but all right, just in case, RDNA 4, and I know media also tends to say it was RDNA 4 too, which we know that's still not out there solid, but yes, we're saying it was going to be RDNA 4. And then all of a sudden, it dropped down to RDNA 3 with dual channels. It was going to be super powerful. That the console was going to be 16.7 teraflops. And even though the specs came out, they were still saying it had dual channels. That's what they said. They were still saying. I mean, on Monday morning when I did my show, and I was talking about, the specs have finally been released, and I was like, man, it's 16.7 teraflops. People came in the chat. No, it's dual channels. I'm telling you, it's dual channels. And then all of a sudden, I found the article where Digital Foundry said it's not RDNA 3, so it's not dual channel. So simply, it's just 16.7 teraflops. And they were trying to show me the math. Yes, it's 60.7 times 2, that's 33 point something. So yes, it's a 33 teraflop console. All right, do you think, real quick, let's analyze this real quick, champ. Let me help you out a little bit with this, right? So we have a 12 teraflop console, which is the Series X. What's the price on it? It's $500, basically, right? When it released, right? And also the PS5, which only had 10 teraflops, was at what was the price? $500 too. Do you think with Sony the way Sony is, do you think they were going to charge you $700 for 33 teraflops? I mean, multiply the 10 by 3, that's 30, right? And if you're already paying 500 for 10, they would have charged you $1,500 for this damn shit. I mean, analyze what you're thinking, right? Okay, and if it was RDNA 3 or RDNA 4 like you guys wanted it to be, do you think they were going to sell it to you for $700? Okay. Do you think if the console was a 4090 like you all say, and that graphic card selling Cypher, what's the price on it? 2 grand? 1,800? I mean, the cheapest I think I saw it out there was 1,000. I don't know. Somebody said it was actually 1,500. Do you think they were going to sell this console with a 4090 in it at $700? Hell no. So it's incredible on how much all this stuff happened these days. All these lies on how pitch perfect the ray tracing is. Oh my God! Look at that ray tracing; is beautiful. I mean, it competes with a high end PC, and all of a sudden now it's the ray tracing of a low setting PC. What? But didn't you guys weeks ago said this? Because I was basically impressed, Silent. I was impressed when Digital Foundry was literally unboxing the console and with the sad face, because he said it with the sad face. Well, the console's not RDNA 3. But which RDNA is it? We still don't know. But it's just not there. So basically, just to keep on going with this, Silent, I'm going to start with the quick question, right? We had a lot of talk on Twitter, plus on Digital Foundry about how great the console is until the specs got released and everything. They said went down the drain, right? We had the 400 times zoom on the Cypher. Remember the 400 times zoom? Because that was the most incredible thing. I do not know, chat. I don't know. Not even with silence glasses, right? Let's say silence glasses because I don't know how much is increased, silence
Asshole.
vision. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you.
I'm not ignorant.
I know, I'm just kidding. But
Look, look,
not even with my big old magnifying glass right here, I could not even do 400 times zoom. That's insane. You literally need like a. I mean, I even asked the chat this morning. Chat, tell me who has captured a picture in a console and has done 400 times zoom. I never seen nobody do that in my life ever. So, Silent, the question is, after all these talks, like I mentioned, that it went down the drain. It's like literally they stepped on a landmine once that PS5 Pro was released into their hands. Do you think media? Do you think that media got its wake up call with this PS5 Pro on how much they promoted it and how well they treat Sony? Did they actually? Do you think they actually got that wake up call and start to switch around things? Because seriously, they were talking such a positive thing about this console that when it released, it was just not what it is. So do you think they actually finally got that wake up call?
no,
No, I agree with you.
not even remotely. Before I get into that real quick, Louis, I will have you know this is a -1 prescription. Okay,
Go
this is
ahead.
-1, sir. What does that mean? That means that you could almost miss prescribing these
Oh,
because I'm close enough to not needing the glasses. You asshole.
I was.
Second of all,
Yeah, I love you, salad.
no, no. The media will not correct their path. They will not change their course because the media is already so just Sony gets them engagement.
Mhm.
You either post something about Sony or you post something bad about Xbox. If you do one of those two things, you get attention. And that's what the media is doing. They're attention whores, and they engage for it because that's how it works. Like, as soon as, now granted, IGN gave the PS5 Pro a 7,
I was
right?
amazed by
Is that
that
what I was
too.
seeing earlier? I'm not amazed because realistically, as soon as Sony does something again here in like a week that's not, consumer friendly or is a misstep, you're going to have Ryan McCaffrey down on his knees begging for another shot from Jim Ryan. It's a joke. Like they will never stop. They will never
Incredible.
stop. It doesn't it's shocking. It is truly staggering the
I mean,
fact that no matter what Sony does, the media is just like, no, it's fine. It's great.
it's fine.
It's
It's great.
amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's
Yeah,
the
right.
best decision you've ever made. In fact, I'd give it an 11 out of 10. Um, that's how they approach it. But yet you get someone like Xbox out there, and because they're not as well known, they're not the brand you grew up on or the enough people grew up on. It doesn't matter what Xbox does. They'll shit on it. No matter what. It doesn't matter what it is. Like you can't make this stuff up. It's ridiculous. Like Sony getting a black eye and getting like a 7 for this PS5 Pro. Yes, I'm glad to see that number out there, but realistically, I don't think media is going to change. And
Yep.
again, there's some folks out there, some kumbaya folks out there, that would probably disagree with me and say, no, no, no,
Yep.
no. So Sony understands and blah blah blah. They're doing great things, and you're being mean to the media. The media's not biased at all, and blah blah. You can sit down and you can shut up in your corner because
Mm-hmm.
I've seen what the media has done for decades. This is not a new trend.
Nope.
So don't act like all of a sudden this is a new thing and like we're just being sensitive about the fact that they won't call it even or call it a buck across the board. There is an inherent bias. There is a tax. And I don't care if you like the word tax, the Xbox tax or what. I don't care if you call it that, you call it bias or whatever. It's there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's there.
It
And if
is
you can't
there.
see it, then maybe you do need my glasses
Exactly.
because it is clear as day
Yes, it
that there
is.
are people out there that people out there will sit and continue to just support Sony no matter what. Like I don't know how their backs don't hurt with how much they've been carrying that brand all these years when they continue to kick them right in the junk over and over again. Blows
Mm-hmm.
my mind.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Was there another question to that, Louis?
Oh, there
Because
is
I
some
feel like I
question.
went off on a
No,
tangent.
no, it's okay. You can go all the tangent on you want because I already done. I've been having fun with this topic for the last 3 days. I'm telling you, fam. I'm just having fun because at the end of the day, why am I having fun? Because it's been said so many lies about this, and it's incredible that all those lies, right? I even said this on my morning show. I even told people this. I don't know how the hell you guys go out there purchase a box without even knowing the specs, especially a mid-gen box, without knowing the specs or without seeing what it's doing.
Oh,
Nothing. All because you
yeah.
saw. Because I have to say it this way, yes. Because you all trust the Cerny, well, keep on trusting the damn Cerny. That's a guy you should never trust because he's literally trying to sell you this thing, and you guys trust. Hey, yeah, Cerny's the man.
It's
He's right on the dot. He does everything great. I mean, look at
it's
with that PS5.
it's literally it's literally his job
Yep.
to sell you the hardware.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
That's like when you go to get a new car. Okay?
mm-hmm.
You do your research before you get to the car dealership. Why do
Exactly.
you do your research before you get to the car dealership? Because they're going to try and sell you whatever they are getting a commission on at a higher rate. So what? You mean to tell me out of the goodness of Cerny's heart he's going to tell you these things and expects you to just listen to him and trust him and that he's being completely legit and earnest with you? Hell no. He works for a company. He's selling a product. Take off your blinders and accept the fact that you're being sold a bill of goods. And if you're not paying attention to the details and then you get it and then you try and cope for the fact that the system is not what they promised, that's on you.
Mm-hmm.
You can deal with that because you made that $600 or $700 mistake yourself. And that's just what it is. Like it's about being a smart consumer and paying attention to what you're buying.
Exactly.
And if you look at PS5 Pro and you take IGN's feedback on it, if they gave it a 9 out of 10 or a glowing 9.75 or something like IGN normally would, if you look at that and you don't do research outside of that, you deserve the fact that you just spent $700 to $750 on that system. That's on you.
Yep,
You need to
100%.
wake up. You need to be an adult about your spending. If
Exactly.
you don't like what you got, then you need to learn from that lesson moving forward and not buy something just off the word of someone who's trying to sell you something.
Mhm.
That's your problem.
And not only that, now they're saying that yeah, there's going to be patches coming in the next 2 days. I mean, Jesus, what more excuses are you guys going to make up with this damn thing? I mean, what else are you guys going to keep on saying? I'll be honest with you, and I said this before. I mean, IGN made it clear. I was like, wow, IGN made it clear. I mean, for graphical stuff, it's cool, but does it change the way you play the game? No, it doesn't. I mean, there's just it's just the same gameplay experience, right? Not only that, they also announced you this box with nothing, no, literally like there's no new game coming out to be with the box or anything. No, nothing like that. No. We're just gonna upgrade the old games. Games we already played, games we're already done with, popular titles and stuff like that. I mean, seriously, how can you guys
No,
cheer for that stuff?
no GTA 6, no nothing
Not
to be
nothing.
like, hey, this is what you're spending your
Exactly.
$700 to $750 on.
Nothing.
And let alone, again, going back to research, look at what we've seen so far. You, if you do a Google search on what the PS5 Pro is getting as far as frame rate and stuff like that, it will not take you more than a minute or two to see that the PS5 Pro is not getting a locked
And
60,
even
of
within
which
Formula
they were
One, which
able
has the
promoting
patch,
those.
Formula One has the patch, Silent. With Formula One having the patch, it wasn't even running at 60 with having the patch. Formula
Yeah,
One racing.
yeah. So that tells me that this hardware was rushed out for no reason. Like,
Mhm.
why was it rushed out? You could have waited, you could have released something that was in better shape. Because if it wasn't even at 60 at launch, we've seen it with Xbox for the last couple of years. They release something and then it's like, oh, but don't worry, it'll get better. It'll get better. Why don't you delay it a little bit longer? Release it to the customers at a reasonable price and release it when it's finished. Stop selling us incomplete product. And this is that. This is incomplete hardware. They built the hardware and then they figured out that they could eke out another 10 frames per second or something on this system before launch. The hardware was already built, so they had to do a software update to release with the game so that way it would function properly. Stop releasing stuff broken. Stop
Yep.
releasing stuff half baked. Give it the time it needs. Release it when it's ready. Like, why do we have to keep pretending like this is okay behavior? We've seen it over and over again for the last couple of years, and it's a joke. I don't care who it is, Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, on PC, you name it. If your game doesn't work properly, you didn't optimize it properly, and that's on you. And you are selling us a product that you expect us to pay full tilt for. Stop it. Like, just give us something that's actually finished. I think that's one of the biggest burdens that we've run into in this digital era
Hmm.
is that, when we were making the shift from physical media to digital, it was a benefit because people could then update things, they could fix things that were broken that would have never been fixed previously. But instead of it being a benefit, they used it as a crutch. They used it as a crutch to support bad behavior. And so now as time goes on, it's no longer release you a product that's in the best shape possible at launch. It's, well, we couldn't add those other things right now, so we'll get to it. So so here's your $70 game. Here's your $70 game and it's
Oh,
65%
I,
complete.
I'm
You're
still
welcome.
I mean, something that worries me. I don't know if they're going to add that $10 price tag to it to get the
They
PS5
might.
kisser enhanced. I mean, we have not
It's
seen that.
Sony.
We have not seen
It's
that.
Sony.
And when that comes around, oh baby, I'm gonna be on fire with this. I'm just gonna be, oh my god. You first of all, you bought an expensive console, which, like I said, we got so much stuff to discuss on this one, right? Um
Yeah.
Austin.
Speaking of, while you're going,
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you do your thing for a second. I gotta go grab a drink. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Let me go read real quick what the chat said to you to come back because you gotta be here for this slander. Oh man, big, 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 big. You made me laugh, and not only that, back you did too. I mean, look at back. Back said something real funny. Maybe it's blast processing. You know what, back? Maybe they should call that. Let's go out there and call it. The PS5 Pro has blast processing, and everybody will believe that it does have blast processing. I agree 100% with you there, Vic. Let me see what else is going on. And also, I mean, with you back, let's see what else. Oh, Lord. Back, why do you say that? Oh, man. You really, you guys, chat, you really want me to switch to Android? iPhones are like PlayStations. They're for people who want to pay more for less. Oh, dear Lord. Jason Bourne, what's up, Jason Bourne? How you doing? Welcome to the show, man. If you're new to the channel, guys, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button. Also, hit that bell. Let's go. Let's go. Oh man, David Cohen says the Xbox Series X has games that run and look amazing after the box. After all, after all, the Xbox Series X is a powerful console. That is true, but what we're talking about, David, is that they're releasing games in a state that we just have to wait for them to patch. And after it gets patched, right? After it gets patched, then we start playing the game. It's happening out there. I mean, I'll give you a prime example. Look at Forza. Forza released in a state that me and Silent Cypher were out there saying, please delay the game. Please do so, delay the game, and we got slandered for asking for that game to be delayed. We did. We got slandered by a lot of podcasters out there. Like, no, we don't agree with you. I mean, the core game is ready, release it. Like, no, that's not going to be a good look. And look what happened, right? Look what happened with Forza. Forza Motorsport, great game, but now it's getting its patches in literally almost a year later after its release. No joke. Now, was that a good move? No. Why don't you just wait for a year? Because at the end of the day, this is what people don't seem to understand, and it's because of all the PlayStation guys slander and everything. We gotta start ignoring their slander because they always like to troll the Xbox guys. They say, "Oh, you don't have games. Your games suck. Your games are this." But in the end, when they hear that our games are going over there, oh yay, we're getting it. Let's play it, and we say, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go buy it. Go buy it. Yeah, go buy it. That's more money for Xbox to keep on delivering great games." You see, that's what I tell them. All right. But Xbox needs to understand, like, if you're going to release a game that's buggy, broken, wait for a while, fix it, and then release it when the time is ready. We're in no rush. Like, for example, I keep on saying this. Like, look at Avowed. Avowed's coming up in January, and I'll be honest with you, I probably would have wanted to play it, and at the end, because it's going to be 60 in a couple months,
No,
it probably will be. I mean, it happened with Starfield.
it's
Starfield came out at 30. A
it's
couple months later,
releasing
it's
in
60.
it's releasing in February.
Yeah, it is. But after you wait a while,
Yeah.
right after 6 months, you probably get the 60 FPS patch, kind of like what they did with Redfall. Redfall released in 30,
Oh,
six
yeah.
months later, we had the 60 FPS patch and the game fixed, and it was a fun game. If it would have released in October, it would have done really well. But hey, it is what it is. I was talking about the how we got slandered for Forza Motorsports. I was talking about
I
that.
could hear you. I
And
can
real
hear you.
quick,
I
and
I
man,
had you with me. You were on Bluetooth.
okay, okay. So this is a funny one. Victor Click says, all that zooming in made me realize that we got a pandemic of Seriously. Oh my god, that
We
crazy
got
zoom
what?
in. A pandemic of blind people. Like, we need to zoom in order to see the perfection of the PS5 Pro. I mean, oh
Yeah,
my god. Oh
yeah.
my god. See, I
Dude,
don't understand that, but
well,
oh my god.
here's my thing. Like 4K is great. 4K is great. I don't get me wrong. I love me some 4K. I love me some HDR. When it's properly implemented, it's great.
Mhm.
But that being said, and we've talked about this before, if I have to have a lower resolution, but I can still have a better frame rate, That's what I would prefer. Because ultimately, especially like if you're talking like a handheld or something like that, 1080p is the max you need
Yep.
realistically. 720p doesn't look bad on a screen like that either.
Nope.
If you're on a big screen, if you don't have high resolution, you can also use specific techniques to make it look better to balance out the fact you don't have a higher resolution, because you could do ambient occlusion, you could do particle effects, you could do all sorts of stuff to make it look better. Even if you can't hit that frame rate or that resolution or whatever. Um, but this, oh my god, yeah, it's it's just it makes me feel gross that the idea is like you get to pay $700 to $750 to make these things function slightly better than they already do, or not at all better than they do. Why? Like, why are we doing this?
I don't know. I don't know, Si.
Sorry.
So since you're back, no, that's okay. Since you're back, Silent Cypher, now let's go real quick because man, oh man, we already talked about the reviews, right? Reviews about the console. They're mid between 7 to 8 tops. I know there was someone out there who gave it a 5 out of 5. I was like, where does this guy live? Because I mean, I don't understand. How can you give that console 5 out of 5? Because at the end of the day, though, right? Weird things happen. Weird things happen. Don't you remember that they were talking that it could run 8K games, but why all of a sudden in that box, it does not have the 8K on it? What's happening
Yeah,
there?
they
Which?
probably had a lawsuit come at them
Oh, you probably did
for
think
false
so?
advertising.
Oh, for false advertisement.
Well, I
Oh,
yeah.
because the funny thing is, when you turn the PS5 Pro on, which this is where I'm going to go to, the Austin Evans video that finally released today, I was waiting for that video on the dot because I said, I want to see this guy dissect this console. I want to see what he has to say about it. And this is the fun part. When you watch the video, this is, I mean, literally, I'm looking at it straightforward. He says, the PS5 Pro has a secret. You know what the secret is, chat? It's not a Pro. It's not. It's not. So he opens up the console and he sees like a couple, one or two things that were different on it and everything. But when he gets to the motherboard, is where it gets interesting. He basically just did not have a lot to say about the motherboard because he literally saw it. It's like, wait, this is like the PS5 Slim. This is basically a PS5 Slim motherboard, pretty much the same thing. You know, the chips and everything that's going on here, right? With the PS5 Pro is basically a PS5 Slim. I would say, oh, this is not looking good. This is not looking good. Like I said, once you turn on the PS5 Pro on, there is a feature that allows you to play 8K. Now the question is, chat, because if this console is just like the PS5 Slim, the same motherboard and everything, the same chip in it, right? Because that's another thing. He could not measure the chip. He thinks it's a 5 nanometer, just like the original PS5 Slim, because he couldn't measure it. He had to take it out and measure and all that stuff, but he just couldn't do it.
Yep.
But man, what was the change for it to be the Pro? What was it? Because like I said, you turn on the console, it was 8K, but how does that 8K work? Because here's the thing about the pisser, right? Pretty much this is what I see. So I read something now, it's been confirmed too, because again, I have to wait till things confirm so I can say, okay, this is 100% true. Guess what the PS5 Pro has? I don't know if you find out with the pisser, you turn it on and it enhances the PS4 games. Huh, that's new. But wait, who has that? Xbox does with the smart
That's not
delivery. That's not nothing new,
that sounds
exactly.
like that sounds like backwards compatibility. No,
Or with the smart delivery, it enhances the games, right? Like the smart, was it smart? Is it smart delivery? That's it, right?
no,
Smart.
no.
Oh, what was it?
Smart delivery,
I got it. I got it confused.
the whole thing with I mean, yes, it does technically
Like enhance it
it
for a little bit,
tunes
right?
it to what version you're using it on,
Mm-hmm,
right?
mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
the theory was if you're using an Xbox One, or if you're using an Xbox One X, or if you're using a Series S or a Series X, smart delivery, what it does is it goes in and it says, okay, because of this specific system you're using, we're going to provide you with these specific textures, these specific items so that way you're not having to download a bunch of unnecessary stuff that you don't need for your version. Um, it feels like it's hit and miss on that because I don't feel like that's a promise that they delivered on fully.
Mm.
Because you look at something like Call of Duty, and Call of Duty is Call of Duty is Call of Duty. If I download it on the Xbox One Series S, if I download it on the Series X, it's the same size unless I remove certain things manually myself, which is like, okay, well, why do I have smart delivery, quote unquote? Um, it's a cool idea
Hmm.
if it were implemented, but it's not really implemented.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe there are some situations where they've used it, but I feel like the smart delivery thing was kind of like a buzzword. Um,
Yeah.
more than anything, like the thing that they, because they had a bunch of different buzzwords at that time that came out, right? And one of them was like the cross play or cross save. Now those are legitimate things. Those are things that we benefit from. But smart delivery, unless I'm missing something, smart delivery hasn't really been utilized at all. Um,
Well, I mean, because for example, I'm playing Metal Gear, and to be honest, it brings up a little bit more into the game. I mean, it looks a little bit better than how I played it. Not only that, the SSD helps a lot with those tons of loading screens that game had.
ye-
It makes it even quicker.
but
So,
that's not
uh,
smart delivery though.
oh
That's
no,
not
with
smart
SSD, I know,
delivery
I know.
because what yeah, because what you're talking about is strictly benefiting from the fact that the SSD has a faster load speed,
Oh no, no,
but
no. I'm
also
saying on the game look.
HDR is forced on those old games.
Yeah, it is. It's forced, and
But
it looks
that's not
beautiful.
a smart delivery thing.
Oh, it's not a smart delivery thing. Oh, okay, thought it was, but my
No,
bad.
that's baked in. No, that's baked in functionality to the system. That's not smart delivery though. The whole thing with smart delivery was literally the way they sold it to us was it will download you the correct stuff, the correct textures, all that stuff for your specific version of the hardware. That's not what we're getting. Like if you play Series S or Series X version of Call of Duty, you will download the
Oh,
exact same size of game, but if you were playing a back compat game, for example, those have auto HDR baked in because that's
yeah,
one of the things that they created to work with your back compat.
yeah. You're right. You're right. Right. So,
Different things.
different things. All right, all right, all right. But either way, though, the pistol's pretty much doing what the Xbox is doing, pretty much, right? Also,
Mhm.
using the FSR, for some games, which I know the FSR is like an AI upscaler, right? Am I right? Because remember, I'm not the biggest techie guy. You got to correct me if I go wrong. Um, so basically, that's what the pisser is. That's what basically it is. It's just an AI upscaler. Now, the question is, because here's the thing, like I said, this man tore this console down. He looked at the motherboard and he was like, he literally did not sit there and say, okay, I found something new in here. Let's talk about this. Like, for example, when it was opening the console, he looked like the little battery thing that the console has. And instead of you turn down the console, it's now more easy available for you to change that little battery because it makes the PS5, kind of like, I don't know, he explained it right there. Um, the
You're
fan's a little bit
you're talking
bigger.
about
The
you're
little,
talking about the battery that would fail on the PS3 and then you couldn't
yeah,
get the
exactly.
PS3 anymore
That's
till
the
you beat
battery.
it.
Yes,
So that
yes, yeah.
yeah,
That
so
was
that's
that was
that's a
pretty smart.
battery that yeah, well, not really though, right?
No,
Because
no,
if
I'm
you
saying
have a
smart.
PC,
Mhm.
well, I'm just saying like if you have a standard motherboard in pretty much everything over the last couple decades, that that battery was
Battery,
accessible. So if you had to replace that battery because it became malfunction or like
yeah.
stopped working properly, you could.
But with the original PS5 though, to get in there with the others, you had to like literally dissect the console, take the 200 screws it has because it's like
Sure,
200 screws
sure.
to get in there. So now they made it more accessible for you to change it easier. Okay, that's cool. He was talking about like the fans a little bit bigger. Okay, and when he ramped up the power, right? Because he ramped up the power that sucker with the 300, what was it, 400? I think it's a 450 power supply it has now. I mean, that thing went from 230 or 228 to 245, and that was with the Formula One, the one that has the patch. That literally ramped it up, the power. So the thing is, right, Silent, with this console, right? Like I said, he dissected it, and he just when he got to the motherboard, there was just nothing there for him like to sit there and talk for like 20 minutes on what can it do or what can withdraw and everything. Was just nothing there to talk about. So basically, from what I'm seeing is what the pisser is just a software technology. It's not even a hardware technology, right? Because they made it sound like it was
So
hardware.
I have questions for you regarding
Ask.
this because I won't be able to speak on it otherwise. But
Yeah.
when he was tearing everything down,
Mhm.
so yeah, I mean, you mentioned the fact that the nanometer is probably still same 5 or 6 nanometer.
Mhm.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Um, are the specs of the processor in the PS5 Pro different than the specs of the regular PS5?
Nope, they're not. They're the same. They're the same.
Okay, so what this is then, and he probably talks about this in his breakdown because again, I didn't see it,
Yeah.
so that's on me. I just haven't had the opportunity. But what you're telling me is basically they bumped up the power supply, they put a bigger fan over the CPU, and what they're doing is they're essentially just overclocking the CPU and providing more cooling so it doesn't overheat.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's literally all you're doing in that situation. You're literally just adding more cooling so you can overheat, so you can overpower and process higher with that CPU instead
Mm-hmm.
of putting in a new CPU. Which this is my key with this. If you're using the same CPU that you've been using all this time, where am I seeing the benefit of that purchase? Why are you charging me $200 to $250 more for the same hardware when all you're doing is
Exactly.
overclocking? Because guess what I can do on my PC right now without having to buy a $200 patch. I can go in right now and I can overclock my processor right this moment.
Mm-hmm.
Why? So essentially, Sony fanboys are paying a $200 to $250 tax for them to overclock the hardware for them.
Mm-hmm. Because the thing is, the fan.
Why is that okay?
The thing is, the fan. Like the width of the fan, right? The width of it, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit bigger, right?
No. The width is the same. It's the same width when you put it in the hole. When you stick it in the hole, right? Like just stick it in there. It's the same. Because you literally grab the old.
When you stick it in the hole. Yeah.
Yeah, when you stick. Okay. Oh, sorry about that, chat. So
Yes, keep telling us about that.
so basically, he grabbed the original PS5 Slim fan, and he said, "Okay, let's see the difference." So basically, the PS5 fan is like this big. The PS5 Slim fan is like this big, right? So the other one is this big. It's like it's bigger, right? So when he grabbed the fan, the original PS5 fan, and put it in there from the Slim, it actually fit inside the console. It fit perfectly fine in there. Now the thing
Well,
is the
yeah,
height of the fan that's different. Yes, the height. There you go. The height. Finally got it. So the height of the fan is different. So
yeah.
basically, like you said, they put a bigger fan in there to cool down that system because the only difference in that system is the 4.5 teraflops that are well, it's a 6.5 from the regular PS5 Slim. So 6.5, right? From the regular PS5 Slim, to this one. Um, so yeah, it's whoa! Someone came in here aggressive today. What's going on?
Yeah,
Jesus,
someone banned
Jesus!
from the chat, it looks like.
He's looking for a band
Yeah.
tonight. Who is that guy? Let me go catch him. Who
Well,
is it?
no, he's no, he's not in the chat. He doesn't show up in the chat because
Oh, he's on
he's been
Twitch. All right,
banned.
he's on Twitch. He's
Yeah.
on Twitch. He's on Twitch. Okay, no
So
problem.
you can you can
Ah,
take that feedback and shove it sideways because no one cares.
oh, I can put him in timeout from over here. There you go. Take that,
No,
sucker.
no, he doesn't
Yep.
need a timeout. He just needs to sit here and listen to us talk about
Oh, okay.
something he
Let's not put
doesn't
him in
like.
timeout. All
I feel
right.
like that's punishment enough. It's even better.
All right. Let's keep on doing this. Let's get him man. Let's get him man. He's over there on
Or
Twitch chat. He's get mad. He's mad. Let's get him man. But like I said though,
power your dream of
Joe.
$200 upgrade for
Yes,
no
go for it.
technology in the box. Go for it. You have fun with that.
Using the
Hey,
same
so okay.
CPU. Oh my god. I mean,
Yeah, so here's the thing. here's the thing. This is literally just this is just an overclocking scenario. And
Mm-hmm.
all they've done is they've provided a slightly stronger power supply to tolerate the fact that now they have a fan that is probably at a higher RPM, so
Mm-hmm.
that way it can prevent overheating because they're using the same system, same chip.
Same chip.
They're not upgrading it. They're probably changing the fan from something like an 18 millimeter to a 23 or 25 millimeter or something.
Mm-hmm.
So that gives them more surface area. If it's got higher RPMs, it allows them to cool that processor faster and more efficiently. But that's so you're literally paying like for $5 of upgrades. You're
Uh-oh.
paying $200 to $250 for your quote unquote upgrade.
Yep, and not only that, like the whole, they have like
Cool.
I think they have like two. I got to rewatch this again because, like I said, I sat there and I watched like the main things, like the main teardown, with the whole heat sink things and everything that's going on with that console. I was just amazed by the fan, and by the end of the video, when he's like, "Well, wait, I see the motherboard is basically the same as the PS5 Slim." I mean, he basically sees it's the
Yep.
PS5 Slim just with a little bit more teraflops in it, right? Like I said, from the original it was 10 to 6 more, that's 6.5. But shit, they're charging it for 6.5 more teraflops plus a 2 terabyte SSD, right? And
Yeah.
for the Wi-Fi 6, they're charging you 200 something dollars. That's what you're charging.
I mean, it's not surprising. It's it's Sony. They've literally
No.
sold you The Last of Us remaster remake over and over and over again, and
Yep.
that's not changed. They've literally just changed the resolution a little bit. That's about all they've done on
What's
that.
the
So
GPU?
this is very much in Sony's playbook. Yeah, in regards to Froggy in the chat. So I'm not sure on the GPU, and hopefully Louis pulling that up right now. But one thing I can tell you is that even if you have a good GPU, if you have a bottleneck on your CPU and you're overheating that or you're causing issue with the CPU, you're not going to get much better performance if you have a better GPU. Because
Makes
if you still have a
sense.
bottleneck on your CPU, you could have an amazing GPU, but if you don't have a better CPU, you're not going to see the performance that you're looking for.
So this is what it says.
And given
Hold
Sorry,
on.
the only other thing I was going to say is like, given the fact that we know that the PlayStation CPU already can't do traditionally a lot of like 60 frames or higher currently, if they're using that same CPU right now to do these type of things, that CPU is a bottleneck, which will cause issue with their graphics processing.
So here's the CPU compared to side by side. The CPU from the PS5 regular Slim is 8X Zen 2 core, and the Pro is 8 core 16 thread AMD Zen 2. And the GPU is 16.7 teraflops, AMD Radeon RDNA based graphics engine. And the original, that's what I'm talking about the Pro, right? 16.7. And the original is 10.28 teraflops, AMD Radeon RDNA based graphics engine.
Okay. So the graphics processing are higher, but again, you're still bottlenecked by the fact that the
Mhm.
CPU is older and it's not as capable, which is why they're overheating the CPU, because the idea is if they overheat the CPU, if they continue to use the same CPU, they save money because they already have that chip. They probably have plenty of them in stock. So if
Mhm.
they use that same CPU, they're saving money. Even if they put in a GPU, it's not going to really benefit you too much because they're going to try and overclock this thing, but they're realistically not going to be able to overclock too high without putting it into a dangerous threshold where they're going to damage the CPU. So they're saving more money by not using a new CPU, and they're putting the cost of this onto you, 200 $250.
Which is insane.
So they're
It's
recycling.
insane.
So
They're
they're
recycling.
recycling and they're providing you a bottleneck, which is going to prevent you from getting to use
And
the power of the new GPU.
And this explains
Smart.
Silent Cypher. This explains Silent Cypher why they waited. Because, like I mentioned earlier on the show, I cannot believe people went out there for the pre-orders, ordered this sucker without knowing the specs on the console. Because this butt, how I call him, this butt came out there and said this. This is the actual sheet of the PS5 Pro. It's true. This is the real one. People are believing that, and it had 33 teraflops on it. I was like, you really think that's the real one? I always said, I don't know. I even said it in the morning. I don't know until I don't see the full specs on it by Sony saying, yes, this is it. I don't believe what anyone else says out there. But they were literally focused on saying it was a 33 teraflop console, which at the end, it's just not. It's just a 16.7. And like you just said, look at the comparison right there, side by side, right there. They're literally saying that the Pro versus the
So,
Slim. It's the same thing. Just
couple more things to digest on this
right.
real quick while we're on it. So, Palmaro in chat, good evening, sir, by the way. He made the comment, he said, I think it's a chip that basically is doing AI operations for upscale. Sony are grifting with minimal hardware improvements. It's more software PSSR upgrades or
Yeah,
PISR
exactly.
upgrades.
The Pisser.
Small chip for low level ray tracing, right? Um, so yes, like you're correct. That is absolutely what they're trying to do. Is they're trying to just eke out a little more quality to make it seem like it's a good product. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? And this goes back to what Louis was talking about just a few minutes ago. What was on the box when you first got your PS5? It said 8K, capable of up to 8K gaming. Okay. That used to be on their box. All of the things that they're saying that you can do, like ray tracing, 8K, all these things, they had. Oh God, I apologize. I made the comment about the box, and now he's off on the loose. Um. Anyways, the thing. I'll wait for him. Okay, you're back.
Here,
I'll,
I'm
I'll
back,
say
of
this now.
course.
So the thing about this is all of that information, all of that stuff that they're trying to sell you now for $700 to $750, they already sold you a couple years ago for less.
Oops.
Because because literally all of the things that they're now touting and saying they can do with this new box is what they said that you could do with the old box.
Yep, there
And
it
it was
is.
just long enough. It was just long enough that people forgot about it. It was out of the mindset for a while, and now they're literally releasing a system that's giving you the same promise that they promised you a couple years ago.
Mhm.
What kind of silly bullshit is that? Like, that is ridiculous. Like, and it blows my mind. I've had a few people where when I mention this to them, they're like, "Well, no, it's going to be better than that." Dude, come on now. Like, let's call a spade a spade. The guy from Digital Foundry, or Austin, sorry, Austin Evans, ended up doing a breakdown of this thing, and we've now seen that this thing is basically the same guts.
Mhm.
So it's literally telling you the same thing that we just got done talking about, right? It's like
Mhm.
exactly to what Palmaro's saying is like very low level ray tracing is all they're getting from this. You're literally getting a very micro upgrade, and you're paying $200 to $250 more for this small upgrade that they already promised you years ago. Like, it's insane. I don't understand how this is okay. And I don't understand why people continue to support it and pretend like it's okay. It's just I don't know.
Hmm.
Um
I don't know either, Silent
but
Cypher.
yeah,
I don't know either. I don't know either. I just put it up
like I
a
had one
poll.
other thing I was going to say.
I also I just put a poll because that's something I was going to ask you, because this is something that really brings to mind. Like I said, they also waited the last minute to talk about the hardware. They let media go out there, say a lot of stuff, which was, I was like, oh
Mhm.
my god, these guys, this thing is going to blow up on their feet. And I even said it this morning. It's like Digital Foundry. was trying to get a hold of this console. Like, yeah, let me get a hold. I want to get a hold of it because they're literally doing the 400 times zoom, saying, "Oh, look how beautiful this game looks" and all this stuff. And when they finally got the console, it's like they stepped on a line, man, and it blew up on their face. I mean, that's what happened.
I,
That's what happened.
I
And
bet you.
and not only that, Simon, this is the part I don't get. A lot of people say, well, $700, but they focus so much on just the disc drive that it just doesn't have it on. I mean, this is a premium console. This is supposed to be a higher, more powerful console, right, than the $500 version of the PS5. I mean, shit, at least put the damn stand inside the thing. Put the damn stand for people to enjoy. No, 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 they got to sell it separately. And people went out there to buy this separately. They did. They did. They went out there to buy this separately, which is sad. They went out there to buy the stand
They
separately
went.
instead of saying PlayStation, at least put the damn stand. We're paying 700 for this thing. Oh my god! I said
They
next time
went.
there was
They went and paid. They went and paid $50 for a toothpick to hold up their stupid console.
the
It's
whole
great.
other console. Yep, yep.
Um, how much you want to bet that our friend in France got one of these consoles and is probably
He
touting
did.
how it's
He
amazing.
did. He did. He did. He did get
Yep,
one of those consoles. He did. And you know what the funny thing is, though, right?
sounds good.
Yeah, he did. He did get the console. He did. He did. He did. He did. The thing is, of course, first off, he's going to come out and say, yeah, this console is great. And then after that, he's going to say, I'm going to give an extra 2 cents on this. Because remember when Conquer was announced, he was like all positive, and all of a sudden he gave it his 2 cents extra later on. Because I remember
Yeah,
that guy from France, your buddy from France. We're going to
yeah,
help with this.
yeah.
He went on a show, and you guys were talking about Concord, and you guys were being straightforward and honest about Concord. And this guy from France literally said, "Hey, I'm getting out of here. You're talking negative about Concord." What? Oh my!
Yeah, I saw the blowback from that one, of which I you have no idea how hard it was for me to bite my tongue the next week when I was on.
Yeah,
Um, because I was tempted to be like, before we started the show, I was tempted to be like, just so you know, even if I disagree with you, I'm not just going to bounce out and say that I don't need to be here. Just so you're aware.
exactly.
But I didn't say it because I was like, oh, maybe it's too soon. Maybe maybe I shouldn't say that right
You
now.
should have said it
But no,
because
it's
it's
no.
sad. I mean,
We shouldn't have said it, but also, like, if you're going to go out there and you're going to throw this pity party about the fact that someone doesn't like a game that your friend made, again, just like we were talking about earlier with like buying the PS5 Pro, if you choose to act childish, that's on you. That was your decision. If you choose to not accept that your friend's game was not received well, that's on you. Like, I have a couple friends in the industry who work for dev teams, and have there been games of theirs that I've not been a big fan of? Yeah. If they asked me, I would give them that feedback. Why? Because it's more beneficial for them to understand that not everyone's going to be interested in your product. If you
talk about
sugarcoat it, if you just pretend like everything's fine, like that doesn't help anyone.
it
That
is.
literally all that helps is for you to get a free PS5 because you're a shill. And that's not necessary. Like, just buy your own console, make your own decisions, and speak your mind. If you're afraid of not getting perks from your friends because you speak your mind, that's a you problem, not a me problem. Maybe you shouldn't be in gaming media if you're gonna give slanted reviews.
I'm still waiting for the kind of funny interview, that happened with Herman Host or Hirokita Toki. I wish it's Hirokita Toki because Hirokita Toki, for me, he goes straight to he literally goes straight out there and just shoots the bullets he needs to shoot. But yeah, I'm still waiting for that thing after Conquer shut down. It hasn't happened. It's like how I keep on saying. I
Oh,
mean, I know it won't. I know it won't. Not only
hey,
that, son, Cypher, one last thing so I can drop it in. This is from an article we saw today
sure.
someone showed us today. And this is the funny one, right? Hold on, chat. Don't go away. Don't go away. All right, that's it. No, it's a song.
While you're doing that, Louis,
Yes, sir.
I find it ironic. Media
Yes.
won't call out Sony on something like this,
Mm.
releasing a system that was wholly unnecessary and
Yep.
not prepared for launch. But
Mhm.
guess what? When Xbox released Redfall, they completely lambasted Microsoft for the fact that Redfall came out, and they expected Phil Spencer to come out and answer for it, and it was a big mistake and blah blah blah. Like they
Yeah.
threw a big fit about Redfall coming out
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
because it wasn't ready. But then when a console, actual hardware releases and they charge you $200 to $250 more for it,
Yep.
when it's literally what you already have in your living room right now, but it's just slightly overclocked.
Hmm.
Uh, they're not asking for Heroki or
Or
what's his bucket,
Herman
fancy
Host.
German, yeah, yeah,
Oh,
fancy German pants. Like they're not asking that dude to
that's
come over and shoot the breeze. Why?
so.
Because they still want to get freebies. So
So this is from
it is.
PC Guide. Listen what they said. New PS5 Pro benchmarks show it's falling behind an RX 6800, a 4-year-old GPU. And not only that, Silent Seven, this is where it gets terrible. It's half the price. I mean, damn.
Yes. Eh,
It's like how I say though. I've been talking about this all week. Tomorrow, I'm going to keep on talking about it because you know what? Of course, now we have the teardown, which happened like 10 minutes like after I ended the show. I said, you know what? I'll talk about this tonight, but tomorrow I'm going to talk about it in the morning because you know what? We just got to keep on talking. Not only that, there's still more games that they're showing that the pisser cannot even maintain a damn 60. There's still drops, there's still this. Oh, they're going to get the patches so they can get all the patches they want. It's just the same old console just with a more powerful GPU, and it's pushing that CPU. Am I getting this right? I'm learning something today, and it's pushing the CPU to get to a point where it bottlenecks and it releases pretty much its maximum power. Am I right though? Am I wrong? Am I,
yes. So the way it works is like you can,
yeah.
if you wanted to, Louis, you could put a closed loop cooling system, a liquid cooling system, or you could do like a full system cooling system on a CPU. You can ratchet up that processing speed pretty much as you want. You don't want to do that because you're going to fry out your chip very fast
Mhm.
because you're pushing that chip harder than it should be pushed.
Oh,
Um,
there's another
and
one.
and
The, the
that's why
heat sinks.
overclocking is not a good idea generally.
The other heat sinks that are on it, it's full of
Yeah,
thermopaste. They're attached to the console. Full of thermopaste. They
yeah,
literally attach
that makes
that
sense.
thermopaste on both sides. It's full of thermopaste. They have dots full of thermopaste. Like literally when Austin had to take down the both heat sinks, it just went click. You just heard the thermopaste just take off.
So so because it was on the processor, right? The CPU.
I Yeah, I think it was. Oh,
So so
and
that's what you do with the processor is
and
you
and
put
also
nodes in between.
you're still using the same liquid metal method too. That's another thing they're using in there.
It's the thing that
Oh
kills me.
Lord.
It's the thing that kills me is like
Yep.
I understand and you know like understand me, chat. If you think I'm just completely off on this and you think I'm just being ridiculous about it and I'm, talking the PC side of things,
Mhm.
I get you. I totally understand. I would rather play on my console because of the ease of use. I don't like sitting there and tooling around with settings constantly all the time.
Like how
I
Louis
prefer
does.
picking up a game and playing it.
Hmm.
Yeah. So like I enjoy picking up a game and just playing it. So I understand the idea of just getting a system that supposedly gives you a little more power so that way you don't have to deal with the extra hassle. But that being said, the amount that they're charging you for this very minimal upgrade is pretty much like the shadiest nonsense because they're not giving you a better processor and they're going to overclock it, which, just like what Froggy's saying in the chat, yes, it's fine if you keep the voltage and thermals in spec range, yes. However, overclocking does still shorten the life of your processor.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're within the range, it's added stress to a processor that was not expected to go into that stress range. It's what it is. It's like it's like if you went out and you rode uphill on your mountain bike every day 10 miles, like right uphill. You're adding extra stress to your heart that's eventually going to cause it to crap out because it's not designed for that specific rigorous activity over and over again. And that's what overclocking is. If you do point 0.1, point 0.2, a couple points in the gigahertz range, to up or to overclock, yeah, that's fine because you're not going to ramp up the heat too much. And as long as you have enough cooling for it, you can do it. But you are still going to shorten the life on that processor. It's an inevitable thing because those heat ranges are going to go high enough that it's not going to be designed for that specific, like, that's why they don't release these processors traditionally overclocked at base. You have the option to overclock it if you want to, if you have the ability, but they don't overclock it on their own because if they did, they'd be burning through chips faster. And that doesn't look good for their business.
Nope, it doesn't. It doesn't. So yeah, the processor is where the chip is, right? Well, the processor is the chip, right? No, no, help me
Yes,
out.
yes, yes.
Oh, so
The processor is the chip that mounts into the board.
that mounts into the board. That's where the liquid metal is. But like I said, the whole both heat sinks
That's
in
where
there.
the thermal paste is too.
Oh, but the whole heat sink is literally, like I said, is attached to. I think it's seriously attached to the motherboard with a lot of thermal paste.
Yeah.
That's that. Yep.
Well,
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, but
they
when he pulled it up, you literally, it's like it just goes crack. I'm like, oh my god.
yeah.
I mean, I was like,
Well,
this thing, if it
that's
didn't have all
that's
that,
probably by design.
yeah, I know. But at the end of the day, though, it tells you that this thing, when it starts to spike up that power, because like I said, it went from 230 to 245 because it was at 228 with the regular game. Now with the pistol working, it went up to 245, and it also, I think it has like a 450 power supply if I can remember. But I gotta re-watch the video. But
Sure.
man, that tells you this sucker is pulling power, and yeah,
So,
it's an overclock system.
so the when you mention something like that, the thing that would worry me on is you look at something like the Xbox 360, where because of the way that they implemented putting the thermal paste on there, putting the cooler on there, all that stuff,
Hmm.
because of the constant fluctuation of really high temp to really low temp when it wasn't active, that's what caused the red ring, is because you had soldering issues and you had stuff like that where like the heat temperature fluctuations caused the soldering in the actual system to get fragile and eventually kind of just degrade.
You see, Palermo says
That
they
would be
have.
the thing that would make me nervous.
Paul Morrow says they had paste on the chipset as well. He's right. He says, oh, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, oh,
yeah.
God, it's just
Yeah, I mean it's common practice. Like you have thermal paste between the actual cooler and the CPU.
oh, okay.
But if they had it set up like that, again, since I didn't see the video, I can't really vouch one way or
You
another,
gotta
but
see this.
I guarantee you, however it was set up, it was by design. What the reason was for it, I don't know. But there's a lot of different methods for applying thermal paste and cooling and conductivity in between.
Yep. But anyway, Salad. You know what? I don't know if you want to continue, but it's time to land the plane. I mean, we've been for an hour on
No,
this.
it's time.
And it's been a fun
It's
topic. It's been a fun topic, and I know next week there's probably going to be more into this. It's just going to be more because it's releasing on finally it's gets a full release on the 7th. You know, it's going to get delivered tomorrow to the rest of the world, And yeah, I want to see like after the patches comes in, I want to see how everything runs. But the way things are looking, it ain't pretty. At the end, like I say, whoever bought the Pro, enjoy it, have fun. Am I gonna get it? No, I'm not seriously looking like for me to go spend that money because again, like I said, if it's just for graphics, what's the point? Because I've already seen it all. I already seen it all. I mean, for me, for graphics, I've already seen it all. Of course, if it looks a little bit better, okay, cool. But in the end, though, it's a $250 upgrade. And here in in Dominican Republic, right, I sell this big beast. I'm selling it for 300, but I gotta get an extra 700 to buy it. It's a $1,000 console here in Dominican. So that's what I'm saying, though. Is it for me a good upgrade? No, it's not. So I'm just gonna have my old PS5 right there, use to play the games I want to play, and that's it and nothing else. Because for me, that upgrade is just for nothing. But anyways, chat. Like I said, let me end the poll before anything. Thank you all for being here. You guys rock. You guys are awesome. And yes, let me see. Let me end the poll to see how many people voted.
So
Because man, oh man, 13 votes,
while
76
you're
says yes, and 23% says no. Hmm. Oh my God. So majority wins.
real
Hmm?
real quick, in the chat, Froggy mentioned 360 failed because of board sag and insufficient cooling. Um, I don't I don't know what you're referring to with the board sag. I never ran into any of that when we took those systems apart. They're literally designed just like a computer is, where you mount the motherboard on and you've got supports that keep it up. I never saw any motherboard that was warped during my time having to work with them, and I was there during the whole recall of the Red Ring of Death. So I was there. I saw it. I didn't ever run into a board sag. I'm not sure if that was a widespread issue, but yes, 100% you're correct. It was insufficient cooling. Same thing goes with the PS5 Pro, though, is just because you add a new fan in there and you put in a new power supply that can handle the higher RPMs, you're still overclocking that CPU, which is going to cause extra heat that previously was not there.
Mhm.
And you will eventually start to cause problems with the internals, especially on the motherboard. Like solder and stuff like that can get fragile as it goes hot and cold constantly. And because it's not designed to do that at higher temps, those type of things can still happen. So I know what you're saying, but the board sag stuff though, I'm not sure about.
Yeah. So again, chat.
All right, continue. I saw that and I
No, it's
just
okay.
wanted to
It's
make
okay.
sure I touched
No
base.
problem, no problem, no problem. But chat, thank y'all for hanging out with us today. Thank y'all for the super chats. Thank y'all for your memberships. Thank you all for everything. You guys rock. You guys are awesome. Seriously, I appreciate you all. Love you all to death, and thank you, like always, for hanging out with us each and every single Wednesday. Seriously, thank y'all. Captain, tell us where they can find you, sir.
Okay. Well, you won't catch me too much this week, but you will catch me on Friday. I'll be hanging out with my friend Axel, and I'm not sure if the rest of the crew is going to be there or not. Traditionally, it would be Doggy Dog 420, it'd be Princess Zelda, and Death Dealer as well, I believe is still the lineup. I know they've run into a lot of situations recently where life has kind of reared its ugly head, and they aren't always able to be there as well. But whoever's there, make sure you come hang out with us on Friday. It's bound to be a good time. We've got some cool topics from what I'm already hearing. And I'm stoked about it. I'm excited to get to jump on there. I've never been on the show with them before, and unfortunately, I didn't get to hang out this last time when Axel was around. So I look forward to get to hanging out with him. We've gotten to be on a couple other shows together, and it's always a good time. He's a great guy, and yeah, it's a great show. So make sure that you tune in on Friday. Keep an eye on social media. I'll be posting some stuff on there. I'll be retweeting his details as he announces some more details about the show. Besides that, you won't catch me again probably until hopefully next Wednesday when I'll be on here. And then Friday morning, you'll end up catching me on Breakfast with Boom or Boom and Friends. I always forget the name. Sorry, Boom. You'll catch me on there bright and early, and then I think I'm on Fright Nights with Ferocious Fee on the 29th or the 30th of this month. Like I said, I'll keep more details on Twitter. I'm probably going to be a little bit out for a minute. I'm going to be out of pocket. But if you see me online playing some Call of Duty or anything like that and you want to play some games, let me know. And I will play a few matches with you if I have some time. Thank you, chat. You guys have been freaking awesome this evening. Louis, thanks for holding the plane in the air
Oh,
while we've all
I'm trying
been
to.
absent.
I'm trying to the best I can. I'm trying to the best I can. But real quick, before we
You're
go,
doing
because
good.
David Cohen said something. Said, "Can you catch that for me?" I said, "Okay, I got it." He says, "Overclocking a PC is a bad idea because one mistake when building a PC it can cause the PCs to melt. I've never seen it. Can it cause it to melt? Which then puts stress on the components. Also, the Xbox 360 Slim fixed that red ring problem. Yep, that was true.
So yes, you can do really bad things to your computer if you're not careful with overclocking.
Uh-oh.
That's why if you've never really done that type of stuff, I would recommend not messing with it
Yep.
initially. Do plenty of research, just like anything, just like buying a car, right? Do plenty
Mm-hmm.
of research before you dive in. You start tinkering with things because not only are you affecting the temperature range, but you are adjusting numbers in the system. You're adjusting the threshold that this thing's expected to perform at, and that can be dangerous if you don't have the proper cooling, if you don't have the proper setup for that processor, or for your graphics card. Because keep in mind, you can also overclock a graphics card if you wanted to. I think you can even tinker a little bit with the RAM if you wanted to. But again, it all comes down to how you have it set up. If you have the proper cooling, if you have those things, it will help. You will still shorten the life a little bit for sure, because it's, again, going out of its threshold normally than what it's used to, or what it's designed to do. But as long as you have good cooling on it, you can at least sustain that for a good amount of time. So just be careful is what I'm saying. Be careful and don't tinker until you know what you're doing on it.
Yep. Where can you find the crazy one? Simple and easy. You can find the crazy one on Twitter at Crazy Lou Gaming. You can also find me right here on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. ET with Sourblow, the Big Plume, and Silent Cypher. And if, like I said this in the morning, if those assholes invite me, because that's what I call them, a-holes, because I love them, but I call them the assholes over there next XPI in Espanol, which are awesome guys. If you guys speak Spanish, go and follow them. And that is Captain Elving, Eternal Shaddai, Metal Berserker, and Alien Cita at 7 p.m. ET. If you guys speak Spanish, go over there and follow them. Tuesdays, when I can go on because, it's just been super busy with life, work, and everything, Xbox Factory Broadcast over the Double Barrel Gaming YouTube channel. And like always, on Mondays through Saturdays, good morning with Crazy Lou when I send the signal out there on Twitter or on Discord or on YouTube. That's where you got to hit the bell. That means the crazy one is going on to talk about what's going on in the gaming world. And sometimes when we do a show, direct gaming, they say let's go on, we go on. That's right, over there in the new legal channel, baby. Let's go. So guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and also hit that bell so I can tell you when XBI content comes on. And guys, remember, let's go, let's rock, and let's wait for the specs and not get scammed. Yes! See you all next Wednesday and, of course, tomorrow morning. Bye-bye,
Nice.
guys. Have a good one.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've arrived at our destination. For your safety and comfort, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captain turns off this live stream. On behalf of Xbox International, I'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we're looking forward to seeing you aboard next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.